Let's see. Let's see. We're live on TikTok. We're live on Twitch. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Check, 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 check. And we're live on YouTube. Let's go. Live on TikTok, live on Twitch, and live on YouTube, y'all. Welcome into the live stream. Welcome to Track Talk, officially episode number 9. If you are here for the first time, what we do here at Track Talk are 20 to 30-minute multiple listen consultations. We are digging into the structure of your mix and master, production elements, sound design, lyric, and song structure. If you're interested in getting a in-depth, detailed consultation on the structure of your music, Ian, welcome in. Human, welcome in. And Ross, welcome in. I see you on TikTok. If you're interested at all, if you're on TikTok, go to my profile, click on my link, and you'll see the tab at the close to the top there for submission. If you're on YouTube, go to my description for the live stream. If you're on Twitch, hit !submit right there in the chat, and you'll see everything that you need to know as far as submitting to the live stream and the structure of the stream there. But like I said earlier, these are 20 to 30-minute consultations. This is not a quick review in any sense. There's no trash or pass. There's no ratings. There's no polls. This is a really long form, 20 to 30-minute multiple listen breakdown of the structure of your music. Ian Martin's in the building. Hey, brother, I know it's been a minute. Still haven't got and sent it. It's been a minute. Still haven't gotten in and sent it back in February. Toby Goldie's in it. What's up, Toby? You sent. So are you saying you sent in a consultation back in February? Toby's in the building. What's up, Toby? I hope you're doing amazing, man. Thank you so much for hopping in. February as in 10 months ago. Chocolate's in the building. Andrew, welcome back in, Andrew. It's good to see you. Jer, appreciate you hopping in. Jer, is it Jera Prize? I appreciate you being here, y'all. Welcome into the live stream. I appreciate y'all being here so much. Noki's in the building. Noki, did I miss yesterday? No, I was live yesterday. I went live for I was pretty late. I went live a bit yesterday. Let me double check a couple things for Noki here, because I saw your email the other day, Noki. Jemiah, welcome in. Jemiah, appreciate you hopping in. Thank you so much for being here. Did you send in a full submission? Or just an email, Noki? Did you send, where did you send, where did you send credit, Noki? Hey, good to see you, Jemiah. Hope you're doing hope you're doing amazing. Yeah, let me know, Noki, so I can look in the right spot. I do want to make sure that I'm drawing my attention to the right things. No, you're good. Okay, I just want to make sure. So do make sure, Noki, because you've been here a bunch of times, so I want to make sure that you got everything lined up. Just make sure you go to this link right here, because I do have your email, so I know you send it there, and follow these steps. So make sure that you swipe past and make sure that you actually get yourself in line. If you don't get yourself in line, then I won't have you up on the board. So I want to make sure that you did send in the full submission there. That way I can get you online. All right, let me join over here. I want to make sure that everything's squared away here. Give me 1 second, chill, to update some things. Libby, thank you for the heart. Me and Noki, thank you for the roses. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the roses. That means so much. All right, let me jump in over here really quick and make sure I got everything lined up. Farstay, thank you so much for hopping in. Make sure y'all are tapping the screen. Snub, welcome into the live stream as well. I'm catching up on all the different platforms here, so give me 1 second. I got to make sure that I'm good over on YouTube and Twitch here really quick. And let's get a couple things flowing here. All right, 1 moment. Make sure this is clear over here. Hey, Life, I know you were just over in Trills. Good to see you, Life Explosion. Appreciate you hopping in. If you're over on TikTok, Celeste, welcome in. Make sure that y'all are tapping the screen, share out the live with a few people, and don't forget to send in your heart rate for the day. It does help boost the live and get you a little bit more exposure for what you're doing as well, if that's something that would be helpful for you. Okay, got you, Noki. I got you. I'll be on the lookout if you're wanting to get up on the board. All right, hold on. Let me double check a few things here, y'all. Julian, welcome in. I dreaming. No, he did. Did you send Life Explosion? You sent in the clip that we have. It's so fun. It's exciting. Will, welcome in. Hell yeah, I love it. All right, give me 1 second. Let me get. I need to get some things updated here. Let me get my list up. Theo, welcome in. 1 moment, y'all. We're on pause while I figure this out. Let's see. 1 second, y'all. Sorry, I'm updating the line from yesterday so I can get everything clean and clear so that everything is updated for submission today. And then while I'm doing this, if y'all are wanting to submit, make sure that y'all do go to my profile, click on the link, and read through and follow all of the details there. We also do have an FAQ as well as terms of service and everything there to make sure that everything. Okay, let me catch up on a couple comments here. Yeah, Twos, welcome in. There's more different than redeem credit, and that expires. Oh yeah. If it's in February, we say in the form that we'll keep credit usually up to like a couple weeks. But the reality is, if I kept every submission from that long, I would have a list of thousands of people, and so I do have to limit it. We've been live hundreds of times since then to make sure that everybody has an opportunity as much as possible to come in and redeem. But there's no way I could keep track of so. Well, hold on, what's happening here? No, don't back up. What's going on with the computer? No, stay. Yeah, we have to have like some practical limitations to make sure that it's as fair as possible for everyone, but at the same time, making sure that it makes sense with the process that we have. Are you gonna be in any video for the music video? Wait, what do you mean Life Explosion? Electric Owl over on YouTube, welcome in. It's so good to see you. And everyone, hope you're all well. I'm taking a break from a client mix and noticed your live chats. I'm so appreciative that you hopped in. Welcome in on your break from the mix. That is fun to do. You want to be in the music in what I don't know. I don't know. I guess it would kind of depend on the capacity and what you're needing. Yeah, we'll do a credit giveaway here, hopefully soon as well. I got to get a couple things updated, a couple things moving here really quick too. DJ PJ in the building. What's up, DJ PJ? Welcome in. Y'all keep tapping the screen, share out the live with a few people. It does look like it's like a little glitchy, but hopefully, is the audio okay on TikTok? It looks free and clear on YouTube and Twitch, but it does look, it does look sometimes a little bit. It's not bad. Okay, it's I feel like TikTok's always just like a little bit. Just you pretending to DJ to DJ some of the artists. I'll see, when it comes time, when the track is finished and we got everything updated, we'll see what my capacity is. I'll see what my capacity is, because that'll be interesting, because I don't have DJ equipment. I don't have any okay, it's not too bad, it's not too glitchy. Okay, let me I don't have any, I've never DJ'd. I don't have any DJ equipment. So I guess if that's the requirement, if that's the criteria, then that would be an automatic. This would be an automatic no. All right, let me update my email over here really quick. Let me get everything refreshed. Let's see. All right, I should have everything up and running. It's a little low in level. I know the music is low, but that's on purpose. Noki, thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate you. Is the overall level is low? Because it's fine for me. Hold on. Let me just double check. Let's see. All those are good. As long as it's clean. I mean, the clean matters most to me. Yeah. It's clean on TikTok, clean on YouTube. If it's a little bit low, maybe I can make some adjustments. But no, that's pushed pretty high right there. I'm just looking at some of my settings just to make sure, because I'm on a different session right now. Piano and vocals should be fine. Piano and vocals should be fine. That's the main thing I'm worried about. Just to make sure everything's cool. All right. Sweet. Okay, I should be good. I got everything everything kind of lined up here. All right, y'all, I would love to get into some consultations today. So if you are looking to get a 20 to 30 minute multiple listen deep dive consultation on the structure of your music, if you're on TikTok, go to my profile, click on my link tree. You'll see all the steps right there. If you're on YouTube, go to the description of the live stream. If you are on Twitch, the other one, hit exclamation point, submit right there in the chat, and you should see everything that you need in order to submit your music. Once again, these are 20 to 30 minute long form deep dive consultations. We are going to get into your mix and master. Dottie, welcome in. Your mix and master production and sound design elements. We're going to get into songwriting, formatting, and structure. Whatever would best serve you, give you the most, benefit, the most tools, the most polish is what we're going to aim to do. Everyone's in a different position. We take all genres, all levels of preparedness, so you don't have to worry about it being perfect. I would say probably 95% of people send in unreleased music. So you really don't have to worry about that polish. Our goal is to, give it a good listen several times through the structure of your song, and then offer specific, professional, and actionable feedback on the structure of your music. If that sounds like it would be valuable to you, then again, you can find all the information at the link. You can find it on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, which are the 3 platforms we are live on right now. Stan's in the building. Welcome in, Stan, y'all. Make sure you are tapping the screen, share out the live with just a few people, and make sure you send in your heart rate for the day. It does help boost the exposure of the live, as well as any music that you happen to send in as well. Hopefully we can get into a few consultations tonight. That'd be fun. We were able to get through a decent chunk of them yesterday. We were able to push pretty good yesterday. Branch Anthony is welcome in. Hexer, welcome in. RCL working, welcome in. I got what you can do. I got what you can do. Show you playing everything to start the beat up. Yeah, I can probably do some. I can probably get some footage I can edit down for just briefly whenever the song's finally done. Since I'm doing all of the production, I can show me playing the piano or the guitar to it. Something like that. I can toss you something there. I can toss you something there. Kale, welcome in. Thank you so much for hopping in. Keep tapping, keep sharing. We'll wake up the algorithm a little bit here, and then hopefully we can get through a couple songs today. I'm going to continue to update emails and lines as we go. 100%. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Is it Kale Penny? Welcome in. It's good to see you in here. I hope you're doing fantastic today. I got you, man. Yeah, I got you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. You're always so generous with your promotion and stuff too, and I appreciate that a lot. Dave Bullen, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Welcome into the live stream. From you a few years ago, and you showed love. The name seemed super familiar. But I was gonna say it would have been probably back when I was in Dallas. If I'm remembering that correctly, so probably last year and a half ago. I feel like I remember doing it when I was in my studio in Dallas. If my brain is remembering correctly, the name seems familiar, but I don't know if I could pick up on the exact sound from that long ago. But I'm so glad I showed love. I appreciate you hopping in. It's good to see the name again in the chat. I hope you're doing well. Hope life's treating you okay. All right. What are y'all up to tonight? Are y'all chilling? Are y'all vibing? Are y'all just in bed, doom scrolling? Is that what's going on? Is that what's going on tonight? We're chilling. Branch, back in the building. About to be in bed. Same, hopefully soon. Tahoe, welcome in. I appreciate you hopping in. I hope you're doing amazing today. Ooh, let's go, Kale. JOB's in the building as well. Yeah, if you want to submit, everything's right here. Everything's right here on the board. Just make sure that it goes to the currently over here when you wake up, just for fun. Welcome in. All of the steps to submit. Sorry, my brain's fuzzy. All of the steps to submit are right here on the screen. So just follow that link, walk through the steps, and of course we can get you up on the board, man. I would absolutely love to hear your newest single, especially with the preface that I really liked your last song. So I'd be excited to get a reminder of your skill sets. up before, and Trill. Yeah, no, Trill's a monster. He's going through through the morning. Upside down sunsets. Welcome in. Appreciate you hopping in. Trill's an animal when it comes to streaming. He's up absolutely all night, which is crazy to me. I don't have that. I don't have that in me. I have too much of a normal schedule for that to make sense for me. For one, I just wouldn't be able to handle that broad of a schedule where I'm like randomly waking up at 2 p.m. and that's just, I can't do that. Yeah, no, literally. And obviously for him, that is his work, so that makes sense. Like when it is your like primary job, then it makes a lot more sense to be able to just devote that time and keep a really consistent schedule for it. But yeah, that's still crazy. Retrack's in the building. What's up, Retrack? Welcome in, family. Good to see you. Exactly. He's got the night shift for sure. Ooh, I like that major push. Hold on. I'm liking what's happening here. Thank you for the Heart Me Retrack. I appreciate you so much. Hope you're doing amazing, man. Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna switch just for the time being, just because I'm having some fun. I don't think I have any tracks recorded on this, right? I'm gonna play a different piano here because I want to play some different. Whoops. Dude, Hamnet messed me up. It messed me up. Hold on, let me delete this. Duplicate this. Let me change my piano. No active playlists. No active inserts. Because I want to switch to a different, like an upright piano. Hey, sounds good, Life Explosion. I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for hopping in, man. I appreciate you being here. All right, give me a second. Let me Hey, you as well, man. Appreciate you so much. Since you play piano and are classically trained, I'm curious about what you think of Eric Satie and Philip Glass. What you just played sounds like Metamorphosis by Glass with the descending chords. I'm not actually familiar with them. I need to check them out though. If it sounds something like that, I love stuff like that. Ooh, I like that. Hold on. I like that a lot. Hold on. We might mess around and make something beautiful. That's fun. Ooh, I like that a lot. I wanted to make sure I played that through because it's recorded, and I want to go back and reference it because I probably will make something with that. That sounds really fun. I definitely will. Electric Owl, I definitely will. Kale, I got you. Let me get you up on the board. Yeah, exactly, Wubsy. Exactly. You know me. You know me and my affinity for artificial music. You know how it is. All right, we've got, let me update this list here really quick here. We got Kale in the building. Kale, I'm so excited. It's gonna happen. That's why I wanted to play it through because I really wanna flesh that out because actually it's just a really like simple. I like it a lot. Off the 7. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm wasting time, Kale. I gotta get your song in here, but hold on. This is important. This is vital, life-changing information. Let's see. Okay, so here, I'm sorry, it's in my head, so I have to flesh this out. So I wonder if I could, how tight I could get this here. Yeah, YouTube is the move, honestly. YouTube is the move. What's up, hello Sky? What's up, Bubsy? What's up? Good to see you, man. It's so good to see the family. I love this so much. So much. Okay. Ooh, I like that a lot. Okay, just messing around with some random stuff in there, but that I like that whole heaps. The Noki, thank you for the holiday. Thank you for the holiday tater. I appreciate you so much, man. I appreciate it. Kegs on deck, welcome in. Thank you all so much for joining the live stream. Let's thank you, Electric Owl. I appreciate you so much. I'm definitely, that's why I wanted to play that through, so it's recorded on the VOD, so I can go back and reference it and build that out. Because actually, man, I would love to create something really cool with that and score with it. I really want to get into more scores. So I want to hear at some point the piano play the same theme. And oh yeah, I think I did that right before you came in. I had it up here. I like it. I like it. I'm definitely gonna build that out. That might be my next odd meliora kind of a thing that we get into. All right, we've got music to get into. We've got Kale Penny in the building. This song is called Deserve Love. Let's get into some music. And hello, Sky. I got you as well. Thank you so much for sending that in. Let me get you up on the board. Let's get into some music, y'all. It is time. It is time. It is time. Hello, Sky. It's so good to see you in here. I'm so excited that we have a submission from Hello, Sky. It's always an honor. And we got an amazing track here from Kale Penny as well. Okay, let's get into our first consultation of the day. Kale Penny, You Deserve Love. New single, You Deserve Love, dropped November 14th. Let's see, been having some fun stuff go viral right now too. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Let me get the link here opened up. Let's dive in. Give me 1 second to make sure I got all of this uploaded. Let me get it out on Spotify. Let me open this up on the app. Let's get the volume up. All right, it's time. Kale, give me a quick update. Give me a quick update on what you're doing as far as production mix and the kind of the way that you are formatting your music here and the role that you play in it. I did not. Oh yeah, I saw the Tates. Marketing business. Thank you so much for the roses. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate the love. Thank you for your generosity. Yeah, the holiday Tates or whatever, holiday taters or whatever they're called. It's ridiculous. TikTok's ridiculous. I appreciate that so much. I got like a eyelash or something. All right, Kale Penny, You Deserve Love. Give me all the details. Kale sent me an invite. Shout out to Kale. Kale's amazing. I'm excited to get back. I think I've heard a song. It was a couple years ago actually that I believe that I heard Kale's first track that he sent in. Let's see. Always loved the channel, bro. Great advice. Thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate the love so much. Thank y'all for saying that. Gnocchi Spud sounds like a dope potato themed food truck. Why is it reminding me of that video that we watched earlier today where they were tasting nasty potatoes? Okay. Yeah. Free business business idea. Recorded with my producer buddies. I am the writer, vocals, and acoustic guitar. This is You Deserve Love by Kale Penny. This song is out on all platforms. Thank you for the GOAT retrack. I appreciate you so much. And for the Go Popular. It means so much to me. Thank you for the love. This song is out on all platforms. So if you like what you hear, please go stream it, go add it to your playlist, go like the track, go follow on Spotify, all that good stuff. Let's get into it.
Walking down a path towards something new.
Fat snare.
The oldest cedars where I meet her, there ain't no sweeter view. Something borrowed, something blue.
Let's go.
Something you and I knew. When the world makes you feel so small, it's better than not feeling it all. You deserve love. Yes, you do. You deserve love. You forget it way too much. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You deserve love. Everybody knows as much. You're better everything you touch. Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I'd leave the light on. Turn on the machines that help you sleep when you're alone. Keep the tea on the stove. You steep it hot and strong. Hey, that's just like you and I. One of several reasons why. You deserve love. Yes, you do. You deserve love. You forget it way too much. Yes, you do.
Really nice mix too.
Yes, you do. You deserve love.
Thank you so much for the roses. Appreciate you.
As much. You're better everything you touch. Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. Walking down a path towards something new. The oldest cedars where I'd meet her, there ain't no sweeter view.
It's a really mature record. This is really polished.
Ooh, yeah, you deserve love.
Beautiful harmonies. Come on.
You deserve love. You forget it way too much. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You deserve love. Everybody knows as much. You're better everything you touch. Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do.
Yeah. Thanks for the taters. Appreciate it. Come on. Come on, somebody. Y'all, that is You Deserve Love by Kale Penny. Thank you for the holiday taters. Thank you for the holiday taters. I appreciate it so much. It's a wild name for a gift. I appreciate it so much. But I need y'all to show some love to Kale Penny, who's right here in the chat over on TikTok. Incredible, incredible artistry here. Great musicianship. Fantastic mix. We're gonna go over Yes, exactly. Hello, Sky. Exactly. It's a beautiful night, and the song is made for it. Great musicianship, great structure. Harmonies are beautiful. Positioning on the mix and everything is fantastic as well. It feels mature. It feels polished. It feels radio ready as it is. And so let's get into it. This song, once again, like I mentioned earlier, this song is out on all platforms. So if you like what you hear, if you're vibing with this track, you like this style, then definitely go and stream it right now. Add it to your playlist. Go boost the algorithm for Kale Penny. Let's run it from the top and let's get into some details here. I don't really think there's anything that I necessarily would correct or change. I just want to kind of showcase some things that are going on in the structure of this mix and production and kind of mention why it works really well so that if there's anyone else who's wanting to emulate some of what's going on here, that they have maybe some tools and some insight in order to be able to do that, so they can take it into their own music as well. I always want to make sure that there is some level of support for anybody that's in the chat, right? So that someone's learning something, they're getting some value out of it, no matter what. But let's get into it. You Deserve Love by Kale Penny. Let's run it from the top and let's get into some details here.
Walking down a path towards something new. The oldest cedar
Ronnie
where
Buckerman.
I need her. There ain't no sweeter view. Something borrowed.
I mean, right off the bat, you have really, really beautiful positioning. You have a double track double of the vocal, which is really nice. What that allows for is even without any harmonies, your lead vocal centered, it's kind of front and center, a little bit farther forward, and then you have a double track of the exact same melody on either side. It just makes your vocal production structure feel really wide and really vibrant as soon as it comes in. That's paired with a lot softer tone and a really like warm mix on the vocal too. So as much as it feels wide, it doesn't feel overly modern or overly processed. It feels really clean and pure and clear, which I absolutely love. So my producer are rad. One plays drums, one guitar, one bass, and keys. They're also my band. Dude, fantastic. Yeah, this all feels so incredibly cohesive. It works together beautifully. But like right off the bat, it's just great positioning for those vocals. They do feel vibrant. They feel really, really open. Also, the drums I love too. That is a thick sounding. I mean, that's like a Black Beauty 8.5-inch snare Ludwig. Tuned low with big fat snare heads on it or something like that. It's really like dry, dead, almost like Jake Reed style drums right there. Sounds beautiful. Also even thickened up even more by a pretty heavy like tape saturation on it as well. That gives it this kind of like vintage, vintage flair to it, giving some of that tape saturation in there as well. It sounds awesome. Really, really nicely done.
Blue, something you and I knew.
It's cool because there's an obvious modern edge to some of the clarity that you're getting, but it also still feels very warm and saturated and vintage in a way that I feel like is very nostalgic and very popular right now as well. I think there's a lot of people that are either actually, I know some like modern bands and modern artists that are still printing to tape. They're still like, or at least running through preamps and running through tape to get a lot of that tone, utilize the preamps of the system, as well as like mixing into vintage consoles with transformers to try to get a lot of the edge and the vibe and the character and the color that you're getting out of your signal now, which I think is beautiful. So you're doing a great job of capturing a lot of like vintage techniques, like 60s, 70s techniques in the way that these things are tuned and toned and the character that you have on a lot of your instrumentation, as well as the way that you're tracking vocals, that I think is fantastic. Sounds really good. You get a little bit of that like kind of Beatles vibe with the double vocal there, and then you also get a lot of that like really fat, low, like no reso head, detuned, dry drums and stuff in there too. That sounds great. Love it.
When the world makes you feel so small.
With like modern, more contemporary songwriting. So I feel like it just fits your vein beautifully.
It's better than not feeling it all. You deserve love. Yes, you do. You deserve.
And just a little slap delay on there too, almost like that Galaxy slap delay right there. Again, modern vocal structure with a lot of like vintage techniques and more retro techniques, which I think works beautifully with your style, with the tone of the guitar, vocal performance, stuff like that. So instead of getting like a big ping pong stereo delay, you deserve love, and it's all dun, 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 back and forth, or it's like really broad and stereo, you're just gonna get this kind of like hollowed out reverb on the vocal with this quick little at the end of each vocal line it just sets it into space, gives it a little bit of color and texture, but feels very retro, which I think is really important. One thing that we talk about here all the time is trying to make sure, as much as it's in your capacity, that everything is pointed in the same direction. So it's kind of, it can sound a little funky and a little odd sometimes when you have like a really, retro kind of, maybe anywhere from the 50s to 80s style production structure, and then in the same breath have like really modern vocal takes, right? Like really ultra modern vocal takes, especially in this style. And that's differently if you have like Mike Dean in your production and it's Travis Scott. Like that collaboration can work sometimes. But in this case of having a very like vintage drum tone, very like clean hollow body guitar style stuff, and then having a really modern stereo, delay with a auto-tuned vocal and stuff like that. This is a very natural, like pretty purely melodined vocal. So there's some small corrections, but largely untouched from a tuning structure. And then you have those natural, like really organic sounding slap delays and spring reverbs and stuff like that. To me, feels way more organic and natural. And to me, that means that everything's pointed in the same direction versus there being like some processing that you're doing that like doesn't quite fit the genre, feels a little weird and a little off center, right? Everything else is like really clean and clear. So I applaud you for that. Feel like that's one of the mistakes I hear a lot of artists making is like a discrepancy, like a gap between like the genre they're trying to emulate and their ability to actually execute it. And I think you got it in spades, man. Lucas, welcome in. Lucas, good to see you. Thank you, man. I appreciate you so much, man. It's fun to listen to this.
You forget it way too much. Yes, you do.
Nice saturation on the vocal too.
Yes, you do. You deserve love.
Roman, thank you so much for hopping in over on Twitch. Just all you got to do is hit !submit. Oh, I'm sorry, not on Twitch, on YouTube. My bad. I'm looking at the wrong screen here. On YouTube. Thank you for hopping in on YouTube. If you're on Twitch too, let me know. I appreciate you being here. Just go to my description for the live stream. You'll see a link right there and then click on Track Talk Submission and you'll see everything that you need right there. Let's see. We tracked on vocal takes on a shitty 57 and mixed that in, helped with the vintage. One vocal take, a secondary one that is. Okay. Okay, I got you. Yeah, 100%. This is the thing. The 57, which I've I think 2 or 3 of those in here. The 57 to me is just that secret weapon that should be in every single production studio. If you don't have a 57, it just, I'm not saying it is the best sounding microphone, but it is oftentimes the right tool for the job. I mean, I use that 57 on snare, on drums. I'm using it on tube guitar amps. I'm using it for vocals. I'm using it to mic acoustic guitars. Even though I have some other higher fidelity mics and stuff like that, the 57 is always in there. It's in there somewhere. I feel like almost every record I'm producing now, just it's snuck in there somewhere. It's got to be in there. It's such a good microphone, especially for $100. It's such a good microphone. So I completely understand that. I've actually found that it works. I'm in a fairly small room in here. My production studio is like 20 feet long, about 12 feet wide. It's not a huge space, but I feel like it does really well when I'm miking live drums. It actually does pretty well as just like kind of a nasty ceiling pointed room microphone. And then I just smash it with a distressor and just crush it like crazy, and then like just mix it in lightly underneath the drums. And it works really well. It's kind of like a nasty trash mic for drums. I love it. Honestly, it's so versatile.
Everybody knows as much. You're better everything you touch. Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do.
Yeah, super, super commercial sound. You're doing a great job, man. This sounds fantastic. Let me skip forward just a little bit. I want to get into this next hook. FadeX, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, fantastic vocal structure, really consistent sound and era emulation. Tonally, everything sounds fantastic, man. It's really, really well done. Once again, if you like what you hear, this song is released, so please go stream it. It's Kale Penny on all platforms. You can easily find their music there. The song is called You Deserve Love, so please go check it out. Run up the numbers.
Yes, you do. You deserve love. Everybody knows as much. You're better everything you touch. Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you
Yeah, I can, as long as I have access to it. Like I don't have a login or anything, but as long as I've like, if you send the link to the song and it's on there, or if you send the file through the email, through Drive or Dropbox or anything like that, yeah, I'll listen to anything that y'all send as long as I have access to it. So it should work. I think I've done some Bandcamp stuff. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, 100%. Sit back and vibe it. 100%, dude. Sky, it's so chill. And like I said before, go to my link tree. Actually, just go right here. Follow the steps that are right here on the screen. If you follow those steps, go to my profile, click on the link. You'll see everything that you need right here. Yeah, I said this earlier, but I'll reiterate it again. This is a very like mature, well thought out, well structured song, right? This is not like this doesn't feel amateur in any way. It feels like good. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. It feels like good musicianship, mature songwriting and vocal structure, a fantastic understanding of hook and song formatting, good instrumentation and musicianship across the board, and a professional mix, like a really nice warm blanket of a saturated mix and master. It sounds really, really nice, man. You should be very proud of this record. I'm reminded once again why I like your music so much, man. Once again, we're hearing why we love Kale so much.
Walking down a path towards something new. The oldest cedars where I'd meet her, there ain't no sweet.
What are you recording the actual lead with?
Yeah, you deserve love. Yes, you do. You deserve love. You forget.
Vocal layers are so nice. Like when that layer comes in, you really feel the openness and the vibrancy in the mix here. It's fantastic, man. Let me back it up a little bit. I want to hear that intro again.
Cedars where I'd meet her, there ain't no sweeter view. Yeah, you deserve love.
Nice.
Yes, you do. You deserve love. You forget way too much.
I was gonna say I'm kind of like assuming I have no idea. There's no real way to know. Sometimes I guess and sometimes I'm right. But I'm assuming this is like a really nice tube microphone. Your vocal is so warm. It's very naturally, you can kind of tell the difference sometimes between like a saturation plug-in and like broad spectrum saturation on a vocal and the breakup of like a good preamp and a good tube microphone. I'm going to make this up just because I'm kind of curious. For whatever reason, yeah, 100%, Libby, 100%. For whatever reason, my brain thinks that this is a manly. It might not be. I'm going to make it up. But if it is, I want to see because you'd recognize it. I don't know why. I'm making that up, but for some reason, it seems like that's what it might be. Did it look? Let's see. Hold on. Let me go to a better picture. Give me one sec. It sounds great. Did it look something like this? Ish. It's a manly reference. Nope. Okay. Strike one. No. Okay. Anyways, it does sound like a really, really look more like my. Ooh, was it a U47? I bet you it was a U47 then. A vintage U47. It's like a $25,000 microphone. You deserve love. It's a little bit, it's like the big brother. So this is an M. Yeah, this is an M1. It makes sense. It's the same company. This is a Neumann. It wouldn't be that much. It might have been just a FET 47 then. I'll pull it up. This doesn't matter. This is irrelevant. It's just fun. It's track talk. We're talking tracks. This is an M147 tube, which is, they're pretty expensive, but not crazy. But this is like the kind of the baby brother to the U47. But the FET 47, same company, it's Neumann. The FET 47 is fantastic as well. That looks very similar to like it looks focus. Boom. It looks like that. That's the FET 47. And those are they're like $4,000. Like they're nice. They're nice. They're a really warm vocal mic. I actually like those. I've only used one once. This is probably 10 years ago that I was able to use one. I used one once and we used it on drums. We used it as a kick out mic. The time that I used it. But anyways, it's a fantastic mic. It does work really well and it does work well. It's not a tube mic, but it does work well for vocals. 100%. I know another guy who does like Sinatra style stuff, and he has that microphone, and it sounds buttery smooth. It's really, really nice.
Yes, you do. You deserve love. Everybody knows as much. You're better everything.
Nice bass walk.
Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do.
So nice, man. It's butter. It's smooth. Thank you for the roses, Locke. I appreciate you. The Cropsy, I appreciate you. Is there a little Hammond B3 in the background there too? There's like a little drone, kind of a glue. You have the drums are pretty full, but it sounds like there's like a little B3 way in the background that's kind of gluing everything together with the Leslie. You get kind of like a slow rotary from the Leslie in the background, kind of gluing everything together. Beautiful, dude. I love it so much. Yo, show some love. That is Kale Penny. Once again, I'll mention it again. For one, just fantastic quality across the board, man. You should be incredibly, incredibly proud of this record. But if you like what you hear, if you like this style of music and you want to support Kale Penny, the song is out. It's on every platform. Go stream it. Go add it to your playlist. Go like the track. Go follow on DSPs, and you won't be disappointed. There is other music they have out that I know I've heard at least one other song of that is also, very, very high quality. So if you like good quality music in any genre, you should definitely support Kale Penny. Let's keep it going, man. Shout out to Kale. Thank you so much for sending that in. I appreciate it so much. A quick reminder, if you would like to submit your music for a consultation, if you're on TikTok, go to my profile, click on the link. On Twitch, hit !submit. If you're on YouTube, go to my description. You'll see a link there to submit to the live stream, and you'll see all the details right there as well. Let me throw up the line really quick. We're pretty wide open right now because we just got on. That was our first song that we listened to. It took me almost an hour to just get music rolling here. Or about 30 minutes to get the music rolling here. Of course, man, absolutely anytime. Kayla, I appreciate you so much, man. Absolutely love what you do and respect it so much, man. And even just the time and the investment that you make in your craft. I'm so grateful to be able to hear music like that in the stream, man. Shouts to you. Okay, let's keep it going. But if y'all are looking for a 20 to 30 minute breakdown of your music, a full consultation on the structure of your music, that's what we do here. Sounds good. I got you. Yeah, absolutely. Once I get off the live, I'll probably, whatever you sent, I'll probably respond early tomorrow if I can. And then we can, that way I can touch base with you, man. Appreciate you so much. Or is it something that's relevant now? If it's something that's relevant now, let me know. Because I want to make sure I don't interrupt my account on here. And let me pull up. We got Hello Sky in the building. I see Hello Sky in the chat. Beautiful. All right, y'all. We have the family in here. This is Hello Sky. This song is called I'll Always Be Here. Let me read the email really quick. This is another lo-fi track for my wife. She likes my voice, so I decided to not put a tuner in my vocal chain. It's called I'll Always Be Here, and I hope you like it. Here's the thing. I'm going to try not to be too biased, but and listen with a, objective ear. But I have heard probably 40 tracks from Hello Sky, all of which are beautifully structured. They are also warm blankets to listen to. He's an incredible composer and talented producer, especially in the genres of like house, lo-fi, EDM, lo-fi house, any combination and hybrid of all of those. He is just an absolute animal with production. Incredibly talented. So I do hope I like it. I already kind of do by default of it being you and you're the family, but I do want to make sure that I listen with an objective here. But I've loved every decision that you've ever made so far. So I'm pretty confident I'm going to enjoy what I'm about to hear. All right. So if you haven't heard Hello Sky, please go to Spotify. Make sure that you find Hello Sky. Let me get this downloaded. Listen to some of their tracks, but let's get into this. So I'm assuming this is unreleased so far. Yeah, Hello Skies is a beast. Yes, bear with me. It's almost finished. So this is still not complete. This is still, I'm assuming, not finally mixed or finally produced. But we're going to listen to it from that perspective. From that perspective, not complete, but it's nearly there. This is I'll Always Be Here by Hello Sky.
So I'll just wait until you call. I know someday you'll finally fall into my arms. I'll make it clear I'll always be here.
Come on, man. Are those sampled off your vocal there? Yes, they are. Come on, love it. Love it, man. So good.
So I'll just wait until you call. I know someday you'll finally fall into my arms. I'll make it clear I'll always be here.
Nice delayed hit.
So I'll just wait until you call. I know
This is beautiful, man. Really well done.
you'll finally fall into my arms. I'll make it clear I'll always be here.
So nice. Really like subtle use of the Foley too. You hear some of the ocean sounds, the birds in the background, stuff like that. Nice wind. Beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Man, I love the rawness of your vocal here. It's the perfect addition. It almost like feels like you're singing it's almost like you're like singing a voice memo, or not a voice memo. What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say, y'all? Like a voicemail. That's what I'm trying to say. A voicemail. It's almost like you're singing a voicemail. It really does feel like a letter to your wife, like a love letter to your wife, but you're singing it through that filter. I was like, dude, what am I trying to say here? It's like you're singing a voicemail, which to me, it's beautiful. Like not in the practical sense, but just from the perspective of how you did that artistically in the song. I feel like it sounds amazing. There's kind of one little thing I'm gonna listen for, but beautiful structure. It basically is a love letter. Dude, I love it so much. It's just like I expected. It's warm, it's well balanced, it's incredibly engaging to listen to. The way that you push and pull emotion and the balance of this, I think, is beautiful as well. Your sound design is always fantastic. The Foley is great, but your sound design is genuinely, really, really well selected. It's just punchy and snappy enough while giving you a really well balanced feel. So, Gumbo, welcome into the stream, man. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing amazing today. Let's get straight back into the song. One thing I want to look at as we kind of yeah, his mixing is always top notch. Thank you so much for the heart, me man. Appreciate the love. Mixing is always fantastic. One thing I'm listening for is second verse into second hook. If there's anything that can happen in order to make it feel a little bit less looped from the first parts, since there's, and I know you're not finished. I know you're not finished. So you might already have some ideas of things you want to mold and morph to make feel a little bit more engaging there. But I'm kind of curious how we can not loop so much and have one small detail going into the second verse that gives you just a nugget of new texture. Based on what's up, dude? Good to see you, bro. Based on what I'm hearing, I think it's F. Is it F major? Yeah, F major to the B flat, right? Yeah, beautiful. Ooh, I love it. I love it so much. Let's run it from the top. Let's get into the details. Let's get into the details, man. Gorgeous song. Shout out to Hello Sky. If you haven't already, please go check out their stuff on all platforms. Fantastic. All this first section here into the first hook, though, I wouldn't really touch too much unless you have a specific inspiration you feel like you want to add. But it really does sound beautiful, man. It really does.
So I'll just wait until you call. I know
There's
someday
the 7.
you'll finally fall into my arms. I'll make it clear I'll always be here.
It's a vibe, man. So warm, just enough release on that bass as well. It's not like a sub that's filling in the whole entire mix. You do a great job of letting it just tail and relieve itself from the mix so that it opens up a little bit more. Just beautiful. Your taste is great, man. Really, really good taste. Do you do consultations for more advanced songs or do beginner? Oh yeah, all the way across the board. Trust me, all the way across the board. We have some people that it's like I mean, in fact, yesterday, Lucas, yesterday we had, I think, two or three different consultations that we did that were people's first time ever producing for themselves. So someone it was the first time they'd ever used a MIDI controller and ever produced, period. And someone else, it was their first time. They had done a lot of music as an artist, but they'd never produced before. And they produced for the first time. So it's going to be all over the place. And I say this all the time just to kind of showcase it. But we've had people come in here that are Grammy winning musicians and Billboard charting producers. And we've had people literally send in a voice memo from a Starbucks booth. I say it all the time, but literally someone's like, hey, I'm humming a melody in a Starbucks booth. Can you build chords around it and help me structure the song? And we said yes, and we helped to start the build out of a production for them. So we can literally build from anywhere, but it's not all super. I mean, it just kind of depends on who happens to submit. If 12 people come in and they all are brand new or they're all a little bit earlier and they need a lot of honing and a lot of polish, then that's what the live will look like. If people happen to come in and they've all got super credible stances, then that's what it's going to sound like, right? But it really just depends on who happens to submit. I would absolutely love to check out what you got. 100%. I would love to. And I appreciate you. You've been in a couple lives now. I appreciate you hanging out so much. Thanks for being here. All right, Sky, let's get into it. I like the contrast too of a drier chop on the vocal chops here, the higher like formant shifted and pitched vocal chops here, I like that they're a little bit drier in contrast to the rest of the production structure, which is very ambient. It's got a lot of openness. It's very reflective and very soft to listen to. And then your vocal sample specifically from your raw vocal, as well as these chops, is like a little more cut, a little bit more dry. I actually appreciate that. It's a cool contrast, I think, between these two layers here. All right, I think this is second verse here. Let's get into it. Like, what do you think of even-ish, something close to that, of as subtle as you can, like a seventh for both, and roll it. Like following the seventh on. Way tucked in the background, like getting into, yeah, I think you just need like one thing. It doesn't have to be that. It can kind of be however, like, even like something a little more belly, a little more like FM synth kind of, to kind of tuck way in the background. Like even what I'm playing, I feel like is a little bit too loud, especially once the verse comes in. But I think it would be the one element that separates it from the first time, because otherwise it's kind of the same acoustic, and I love everything that I hear. I love, right? I would keep all of that stuff there, but the same acoustic loop, the same percussion, and the same vocal sample in the background. So having like one other really warm element to just kind of fill in a little bit and separate it and distinguish it like super slightly from the first verse, I think would be nice to have in there.
So I'll just wait until you call. I know.
And what I would probably do too, just, you know, depending on how you want to do it, is potentially, let me see, potentially filter it similar to what you have there. So just like to give you the shittiest example possible, we literally like, let's do this just to make this kind of nasty sounding. We're just gonna have, you know, just for the sake of doing this. Filter this down. We're gonna bring it here, and then just bring this up here, right there, and with like a little bit more. And then, I mean, you could do some of this even just in, and then we come here. We filter down to about 1200, like 1600 hertz. Bring it down to like 16-bit. Increase saturation to about 1. Oh, yeah. Let's bring that up. Too much. Too far. Overdid it. 1.5. Yeah, there. So yeah, still slightly too much. I'm gonna filter down. I'm gonna lower the bits a little bit here. I want it to be a little bit down. I don't know, we're just messing around. Thin it out a little bit. So now we come here. I'm gonna filter this up a little bit higher, since it's already downsampling for me.
So I'll just wait until you call. I know
Even just that, like so subtle.
you'll finally fall into my arms. I'll make it clear.
Just barely there.
I'll
Off.
always be here.
Matthew, welcome in. Good to see you on YouTube. Thanks for hopping in. Yeah, fat filter. And then back in. just a little warmth. This is Hello Sky right above you. Amazing producer. Just that little bit of warmth in the background, to me, makes a big difference. Take that out now.
So I'll just wait until you call. I know someday.
Yeah, go check out their, let me see, Young Creative. Go check out their work on Spotify or whatever DSP you use. Very, the EDM house. I mean, he can do it all. So trap, hip hop, across the board, pop R&B. But specifically EDM house, lo-fi, ninny hybrid between the two. Just fantastic stuff. So. Do I submit the song after the same place, Lucas? So if you go to, I'll throw up the steps right here. So just follow these exact steps. You go to the link, click on Track Talk Submission. You'll see the link right there, the email, or you just copy that email and then send the credit right there. And then you'll be good to go. You should see octave up in a female voice on the parts with no vocal. Yeah, 100%. It's so well done. Let me hear this outro one more time. I want to hear the beat with the outro one more time. But Hello Sky, once again, have absolutely crushed it. I think my brain is wanting just one extra little layer of warmth to separate some of your like second verse from the first. Beyond that, dude, it's so good. It's so warm. It's so easy to listen to. Absolutely fantastic. Matthew said, I'm always afraid to add gain to some frequencies, so I always just carve frequencies out. Is that a good habit or bad? The only habit that matters is what makes it sound good. I think that people have been so misled by, and I'm speaking to everyone, I'm not just speaking to you, Matthew, but I think that people have been so misled by like YouTube and TikTok engineers that they never boost. So like boosting colors your signal, right? So if you're going to be surgical and cut out unwanted things, that's a specific task, right? That's a specific thing that you're doing. But if you want to increase color and character and tonal qualities in something else, then that takes boosting, right? There's no really good or bad. There's what makes it sound good. Now, the reason why you do it could be good or bad, right? If you find yourself sweeping around just trying to find bad frequencies, you'll find a million bad frequencies, right? Because if you boost anything by 30 dB to see if it's going to ring, it's going to ring, and then you'll start surgically cutting everything, and then your EQ looks crazy, like you're cutting everything out. I love to boost stuff, especially when I'm like tracking live drums and stuff. I'm constantly adding like preamps and EQs to like boost specific frequencies to give them weight, to give them punch and character and texture. It really just comes down to exactly what you're looking to get out of that sound, right? So I would say if you feel like something needs something, don't shy away from it. There's some rules in engineering, like there's some like processes that are healthy to follow consistently, but if your goal is to shape a sound and you have a sound in front of you that's missing some warmth or it's missing some texture and some character, I'm always inflating certain things in order to give it the tone that I'm wanting, right? If someone sends me a vocal that's too thin, they already did some EQ, I'm always filling it back out. If someone sends me some drums and the hi-hats are really like harsh and tinny, there's often times where I'll cut some frequencies, I'll saturate it and maybe boost the low end a little bit to give it a little bit more weight again. It really just has to do with how you're processing and what your goal is. The thing you just then have to remember is if I inflate some frequencies, right? Like if I here's Fab Filter again. This is my vocal on here right now. This is just like a voiceover chain that I have. So you'll see I have some boosting. I have some boosting in the low end, some cutting of some mud, some cutting of some, kind of tinniness here in the middle. And then I also have a tiny, it's like a dB and a half or something boost at the high end right here. It's super light movement here, but what you would keep in mind is if you do start boosting, like if I come in here and I'm like, oh, this guitar that I have needs this big push right here in the middle and it sounds so much better there, be aware that it probably is going to increase your loudness, which is not a bad thing necessarily, but you might just want to like come back down here to your output, your makeup gain right here, and bring it back down just a couple dB to adjust your gain staging properly so that it's hitting your next plugins the way that you want it to. But I wouldn't be afraid of it. If it sounds good, it sounds good. And the path to that can look many, many different ways. My main thing is just being intentional. My main thing is just do it with purpose. Don't just inflate things. Don't just surgically cut things. Do it because you have a reason for it. And you'll be much better off for that. Sounds wrong. Let me double check a couple things. I want to catch up on these comments really quick. Man, hello, Sky. Vocal. No, she believes she can't. But wait, let me see. Does your wife sing? Sorry, I know. Okay, I missed some of those comments there. Until you're gonna put filters on it anyway. Can I just send you a voice memo singing it and you use that? I feel like it has to. Yeah, I know. That sounds fantastic. Yeah, 100%, Matthew. 100%. Send it in. In fact, I think we're open right now. Let me double check a few things real quick. Cumberly, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Y'all, please, one more time for the family. I hope I covered everything. Please show some love to Hello Sky. That is the family. That's the brother, dude. We love you to death. It is such an honor, such a joy anytime that we get that name popping up in the bottom of the chat, and much, much more if we have a chance to actually listen to one of your songs. You're such a joy to have around, man. We just appreciate and love you so much. Thank you so much for sending in this track. Shout out to Hello Sky. Brooke, welcome in. Yeah, let me know if you're gonna end up sending one in and Matthew, so I can keep that in mind. Let me double check over here really quick. I do want to make sure that all of this is. We got Lucas in the building. Let's go, Lucas. All right, so yeah, we got Lucas up on the board. Let me clear that. Shout out to Lucas. Lucas, I appreciate your vulnerability with this too. I'm very excited for you, man. This is a great opportunity for you. I'm really, really thrilled that you're here. All right, let's get Lucas moving here. Double check really quick. Have you sent the email yet, Lucas? Is that a Neumann 103? It is a Neumann M147 tube. M147 tube. It's one of my favorite microphones. I love it. I mean, I do have this is if it'll focus, or here I can zoom it in. This is a 102. This is a 102 right here. But this one in particular right here is a M147 tube. Love it. It's such a I have this. I really don't use this too often anymore, but it's good for certain applications. It's really bright. It's kind of tinny, a little bit brittle sometimes, but it can be good for like soft female vocals. It can be good for acoustic guitar. Sometimes I'll use it on a room for the drums or something like that. But it's pretty killer. But the M147, this mic right here. So this is a tube mic. I think I got you, Lucas. Thank you. I appreciate it. This M147 tube, such a fantastic, kind of an underrated. Not a lot of people talk about it. It's in the same realm as like cost and stuff as like a FET 47 or a U87 AI. Like it's kind of in the same range, but it's not really talked about. But it's a hybrid tube microphone, and it is absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite mics. It's really warm and beautifully saturated. I have it processed a little bit here, not a ton, but a little bit. And it really, it shines. It takes to processing beautifully because it's so mellow, so flat, so even. I absolutely love it. Dude, of course, Hello Sky, of course. Let me get a couple things rolling here. I gotta make sure I get everybody in the right order here. I gotta make sure I get everything in the right order. So, because we got a couple that just came in. So let me see. Matthew, I got you. So let me get Matthew up here. Let me update the list here. So I'm going to throw it up on the screen here really quick. Is it Eric? Arctic. Sorry, I can't read from this far. Got you. Let me get all this updated. Dude, of course. Senko Music, welcome in. Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing fantastic. Let's see. Absolutely, Hello Sky, 100%. Let me get these updated really quick. Arctic, if you would like to submit, just follow the steps right here on the screen. Follow the steps right here on the screen. I'll update the line here in a second. Let me get Matthew in the building. I'm excited to hear Matthew because Matthew's last song was nuts. It was a fantastic record. So let's get this updated real quick. Let me get the line. Boom, line is updated. Yeah, it's a little bit cut off, but I'm not gonna change it. The only other option is that the screen's way smaller, And then it doesn't matter. You can technically still see all the details. I really don't care. I moved the line over so it's at least a little bit more on there, but I'm prioritizing the other platforms. And also just because otherwise the screen gets smaller and I feel like it butchers engagement, and engagement's already shit. Okay, Arctic, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. All right, I'm like, I don't really fucking care. Ziggy, welcome in. I appreciate you hopping in. Let's see. Okay, let me keep this updated. All right, let's get Machu. So this should be updated right now. Let's get Machu up here. Give me 1 second. Pull this up. All right, this is Dance With Me by Machu. So this is also, we got another song today, another rarity, another song that's out on platforms. So once again, if you like, I'm breaking stuff. If you like what you hear, definitely stream this track, add it to your playlist, show it some love and support. Like the track, follow on Spotify, all that good stuff. This is Dance With Me by Machu. Machu, continue just like you did last time. Give me details on how you created this, any structural things you want me to know. Let's get into the record. The last song I heard from you, I absolutely loved. So I'm excited to get into this as well. Once again, this is Dance With Me by Machu. Yeah. Nice. Got you. Thank you so much, man.
Don't you look away from me. Just let your eyes and
What's up, man? Hope you're doing well.
Dance with me from 1 to 3 and lay your thighs on top of me, and I'll show you an amazing night. Don't look down, just trust in me. When you keep quiet, I'll try to see if I can make you scream and bite. I wondered all night long if you
Darrell, welcome in, man. Good to see you, bro. What are you using for the synthesis in this?
I'd sing every song for you, just so you wouldn't make me blue. Don't leave me sad and lonely. Get on top of me slowly.
That makes me so happy. Hello, Sky. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know Sky Keys.
Don't you look away from me. Just let your eyes and spirit
Yeah.
free. I've been waiting for this night to come, so baby,
What's up, man? Good to see you, bro. Hope all is well. Yeah.
Dance with me from 1 to 3 and lay your thighs on top of me, and I'll show you an amazing night. Don't look down, just trust in me. When you keep quiet, I'll try to see if I can make you scream and bite. Make it last all through the night, and by the end I'll make you right. I'll make you finish and you'll feel high. Promise me just one more thing, please. Don't let go and come with me, for you are one thrill inside.
Killer voice, man. Killer voice.
Dance with me from 1 to
This has like a EMU Proteus vibe to it too.
I'll show you what you need to see. Dance with me from 1 to 3. Make it last eternally. I'll show you what you need to see.
So good, man. Y'all, give it up one time. That is Dance With Me by Matthew. That song, if you like what you hear, is out on all platforms. Go stream it, go like it, go add it to your playlist, go follow on Spotify, etc., etc. Fantastic, fantastic job. Let's run it back from the top, man. I've heard two of your songs now. Stylistically, this is my mood. This is what I love. I love the 80s. I love synth pop, synth wave stuff anyways. So anytime I hear just a flex of synthesis in the background, I get very, very happy. So let's run it from the top. Let's get into some details on this one. Once again, the song is released. If you like it, please go stream it. Go show it some love and support. It's like shocking to me. I've heard two songs now. It's shocking to me that you have 18 monthly listeners. I feel like that happens with a lot of artists that come through here. Like it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. We have some amazing artists that come through here that have like 4 monthly listeners, 18 monthly listeners in this case. When you should have, I mean, let's say minimum 1,000. Come on. I mean, it's like, even if you're not promoting well, like 1,000 monthly listeners, you think would be proper for someone who has like pretty good quality music and a good charisma to their performance structure. So let's get into it. Let's run it from the top. This is Dance With Me by Matthew. Let's run it from the top. And they're over on YouTube, by the way, if y'all want to say what's up. Is that like a TR-707 for the percussion there with like a 727 percussion structure with it? Or DMX, 707 or DMX, or something emulating it maybe.
It started with a luscious kiss, as my hand had wanted to commit to you, and every part of your shaped body.
Great contrast.
There was nothing for me to deny.
All I remember from making this song was, oh yeah, I know this is an older song, so you might not have too much info, but all I remember from making the song was from, I pulled the drums from a drum pack I bought a while back. Yeah, it sounds like let me see. Let me see, well, what else do I have open here? I'm going to move this here. Most of the synth sky keys, right? Because I know a lot of those, they are like emulating a lot of these old drum machines. So if I pull a 707 up here, let's see. Well, that has a crazy reverb on it. It's probably a DMX. Because it's a little higher. It's probably a DMX. Because in the DMX, I love the Oberheim. This is one of my favorite drum machines. If they weren't like $3,000 in good condition, I would love to have one. Someday. Circle. Oh yeah, I love circle drums. I have some of their dead drums. They're them and circle drums and Jake Reed make the best dead drums. Gabriel, welcome into the live stream, man. Good to see you. Let me see real quick. Because it's when it's on my brain and I can't leave until I figure it out. And that's the way my brain works. Yeah, Jake Reed's killer. He's killer. Those I have 2 of his dead drum packs and they're fantastic. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for, oh yeah, this is what I'm looking for, the meta plug. Let me see. Yep, so here we go. I bet, because most of these packs are usually, especially 80s packs, are utilizing these same plugins, are utilizing these same drum machines in order to sample themselves. So this is an Oberheim DMX, actually sampled from an old Oberheim DMX. Yeah, and then you just saturate this a little bit and you get a lot of like the same textures. You just brighten up the top end, saturate it a little bit. But those are some of the best drum machines. I love it. The TR-707 and the Oberheim DMX. Of course, Lindrum Classic. You can't really go wrong with any of those. All right, let me get back to the song. We're losing focus here.
On the dance floor waiting.
It's Kalen. It's so wild. It's so wild right now. You're not wrong at all. we're feeling the same thing, man. Feeling the same thing. It's wild. It's wild.
'Cause I don't wanna leave and say goodbye. Dance with me from 1 to 3 and lay your thighs on top of me, and I'll show you an amazing night. Don't look down, just trust in me. When you keep quiet, I'll try to sing if I can make you scream. And
such a beautiful stack of vocals in the background there. Like, such a beautiful stack. Great structure. Third harmonies are fantastic. Those second stacks are awesome. They're wide, they're vibrant. One note, and this is an older song, so I'm going to say this very loosely. I definitely remember making the chorus first since it came so naturally to me. Also, your melodies are beautiful too. Like, the melodies are addicting, they're catchy, they're repetitive. Your song structure is so good, man. You're criminally underrated. Libby said to say that TikTok's loving the song. We got people loving it over there. So yeah, it's fantastic, man. It's really, really well done. One thing I will notice that your transition to hook, you do lose a little bit of steam on the percussion side. Just because you don't have a ton, since it's a pretty simple drum machine, you don't have a lot of weight behind the kick and snare. So when you really build out your synths and you build a dun dun dun, and you have the bass line underneath it, you do lose a little bit of weight underneath there. I'm not really worried about it. For one, the song's already out and it's been out for a little while now, so I'm not really worried about it at all. It does still sound pretty vibrant, but at the same time, you could use a little bit of weight underneath it.
with me from 1 to 3.
Like that brassy boom bum bum ba-dum dum boom ba-dum boom bum bum ba-dum dum boom bum. That sounds beautiful, but to me, it's probably just a little bit forward compared to where the percussion is. You could probably trade energy with that by like a dB and a half to 2 dB, giving you like a 3 dB spread that gives you a bit more energy from the percussion versus that synth. The synth is beautiful, but I think because of where it sits, it's probably a little bit forward compared to where you might want it. Just that tiny little detail, but man, structurally it's so good. It's like really well formatted. Layers are gorgeous. Sound design choice is like chef's kiss to me because I love these synths so much. I'm obsessed. So yeah, man, fantastic job. Let's keep it moving. Subtle little reverse in there too is nice. So like here, right, in these little pockets right here, the don't you, yeah, same artist, Lucas. Don't you look away. Those little pockets right there. I would love, you have that synth sound design really consistent. I would love to like even just like automate the filter down a little bit right there and just like close the dynamics a little bit so the synths don't feel like they're always loud and always forward. Even just taking the progression that you have right there and like filtering it down with the cutoff slightly to like open up the track a little bit. So you mainly just hear like the kick, bass, and the vocal for a second, and then bring everything back into the back into play, nice and loud and vibrant and punchy once you go back into the hook again. Like tiny little things like that. Welcome over on TikTok. Good to see you over there, man. Appreciate you hopping in. Everybody go follow Matthew.
Me, just let your eyes and spirits free. I've been waiting for this night to come, so baby, let's lash out and have some fun. Dance with me.
Automation on the reverb right there. Beautiful push.
Woo.
Bass line's nasty too. There's a nice little like mini Moog style bass line underneath there that just sounds fabulous. I love it, dude. I'm a fan, man. Genuinely a fan. 18 monthly listeners is crazy. Come on, we gotta work a little bit on that. But that's speak for myself. But you've got to work on that because you're very talented. Love me a fat bass synth. I know it sounds so good, man. I can get close. Here's my one problem I have. So I have the Poly D at the top there. That's the Mini Mo clone. And I love it's one of my favorite synths that I have. I love the Poly D. But the one thing that it doesn't do is the legato. It only re-triggers. So you don't get the legato untriggered movement when you have portamento on the bass or like smooth notes and legato between the two notes. So you can't get that really like warm fat sound on it. That's the one thing I don't like about it. Otherwise it's like perfect for a cheap synth. It's perfect. It's so good. But every note re-triggers the oscillator. So you constantly get a redeveloped envelope on it, where it's dum 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 instead of dum dum dum. It doesn't blend together the same way that like a sub 25 or 37 or grandmother or mini Moog would. It's one little missing piece, but it's hard to beat the price. Layers, come on, man. Oops, sorry. I was close to buying a Poly D a few years ago, but I bought the Universal Audio Moog instead. Yeah, 100%. And honestly, do I have that on here? Honestly, I use that all the time too. It's a great option. It really does do a good job. I just have it with the subscription to Universal Audio that I have, so it basically just comes with it. But it really does do a great job of emulating at least like the main portions of the sound. I use it all the time. If I'm not running analog, then I'll use that a lot of times. If I need a really specific bass tone that I can't get from the Juno or the Poly D or something like that, then it does the trick. But man, here's what I'll say. I feel like I make better decisions working with analog synths than I do in the DAW. Just me in particular. I just feel like I make more creative decisions when I have a little bit more tactile control than like automating a filter down with a straight line and whatever and drawing it in. And so that's why I've just spent a lot more time. Thank you for the follow over there on TikTok as well. Appreciate it. I spent more time working with analog synths because I just feel like the creative decisions that I make tend to be more interesting when I'm working with the real gear than when I'm like trying to draw something in or play it in MIDI or something like that. So that's just my personal perspective on it. Thank you for the follow on TikTok. I appreciate you so much. But yeah, the plugin does a great job as well. The Mini Moog plugin is pretty fantastic. Promise me just one more thing, please. Don't let go and come with me, for you are one thrill inside. Such a good voice, man. Dance with me from 1 to 3. Nice little slap delay on there. Again, really authentic with your genre choices. Your sound design choices are really consistent with the genre, with the era that you're emulating, and I think it sounds awesome, man. It's really nice. Great little slap delay there. Dance with me from 1 to 3. Make it last eternally. I'll show you what you need to see. Oh, dance with me from 1 to 3. Make it last eternally. I'll show you what you need to see. Dance with me from 1 to 3 and lay your thighs on top of me, and I'll show you an amazing night. I mean, I've heard the song one time, man. I think it was the same thing with the last song that you sent in, where your structure is so good, it's so consistent, and your formatting is so well done that I've heard the song one time, and I don't know all the lyrics, but I feel like, I know what you need. I feel like I know half the melodies and half the lyric structure already because it's formatted so well. It's structured so well that I feel like it consistently draws people in, and you already know half the song just by listening to it once or twice, which is a superpower to have as a songwriter, just because you don't have to worry about if it's catchy. You don't have to worry about if people are going to miss out on it. When people hear it, it gets stuck in their head, which is a beautiful thing to have in a song structure. 100% you can. If you would like to, go to my profile, click on the link, you'll see a Track Talk submission tab. Just read through all the details there, follow the steps, and we'll get you up on the board. You You get that almost like vocoder effect underneath your vocal too. Your layers are beautiful, man. Very well established, well positioned as well. They're wide and vibrant where they need to be, but you're also getting some closer to mono vocals in there that it does sound like it has some sort of a harmonic structure to it. It has some almost like a vocoder effect right down the middle. All of those little textures right there sound so wonderful, man. Right here at the very end. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love everything about it, man. Y'all show some love. That is Matthew, Dance With Me. If you like what you hear, definitely go show some love and support to Matthew. That song is out on all platforms. Stream it, like it, add it to your playlist, follow them on Spotify, so on and so on. You're not going to be disappointed. I've heard 2 songs now, and y'all know I love the 80s. I like a lot of different genres. I listen to a lot of different genres of music. I work in a lot of different genres of music, but my heart is always, for whatever reason, I was not born in the 80s, but for whatever reason, I love the 80s. I love 80s sound design. I love 80s synths. I love a lot of 80s bands and 80s sound design textures and characters and stuff like that. So anytime I hear Matthew's music now, which is twice, I feel just absolutely taken with the sound design. It's very authentic. You're processing your vocals in a really, really authentic way as well, with those like almost like Galaxy tape echo slap delays, like really quick processing on the vocals, spring reverbs, great analog synthesis or emulations of. Fantastic, man. Y'all give it up one more time for Matthew. Let's keep the music going. We got a couple more in the space here. Give me 1 second to make sure all of this is updated, but shout out to Matthew. I mean, we got some phenomenal music today. We got Hello Sky in the building. Hello Sky. I see your flames right there, so I know that you are here. Let's go. It's time. It's time for another one from the legend. We got some fantastic producers and musicians and artists and vocalists coming in today. It's amazing. All right, this is another one from Hello Sky. We just heard one earlier that it's a lo-fi track that he wrote for his wife, and this is another one. This is another one I made for my wife called Cinnamon Eyes, based off of her eye color in bright lights when she's happy. I love it, dude. I already love it. I already love it so much. It's beautiful and so endearing. All right, let's download it. And let's get into this track from Hello Sky called Cinnamon Eyes. Swing on the hats right there. Let's go. So clean, man. Really tight mix too. Beautiful. So nicely done. That is Hello Sky, another track from Hello Sky. Just in case some people were not here earlier, Hello Sky has a bunch of music out on platforms. He is an amazing producer and composer, great vocalist, just instrumentalist. He's a great musician. So talented. If you like lo-fi, if you like house, you like EDM, you're gonna like what he's putting out and what he's currently working on as well. He's got a huge batch of a catalog that he's working on right now that he has unreleased, but he also has some tracks released. So definitely go check out Hello Sky's music. I'm still waiting on the 24-hour stream. I might beat him to it because I'm gonna start working on some stuff to stream too. But you need to put out a 24-hour lo-fi stream, man. Just buy like a $20 like PC laptop from a pawn shop or something and just have it running a playlist over there constantly, just 24/7 with a lo-fi backdrop or something, like a kind of a GIF backdrop or something. And dude, you never know what could happen. You never know what could happen. Let's run it from the top, man. This is gorgeous. I mean, I feel like halfway through the song, and this is like my bad, I guess, but my halfway through the song, I like forgot what I was doing. Maybe that's ADHD, but maybe it's also because it's so freaking calming. I just realized I was just like chilling, listening to the song, which to me, for this style of music, that's the perfect compliment. It's the perfect compliment. I was like, wait, oh yeah, what am I listening for again? Like, it's so clean and pure and relaxing and warm and saturated. There's so much like space and ambiance. Like I'd like, my brain kind of forgot that I'm like breaking down music really seriously. And I was just like, oh, this is a beautiful song, which to me, that's exactly what you want. Like, I don't care what genre. If you send in a metal track and I forget that I'm supposed to be breaking down metal because I'm just listening to a fire metal track, that's what you want. You want people to forget that they should find issues with what's going on and be critical of it and just listen, just enjoy, just vibe with the structure of the music. So I'm going to run it from the top. If there's anything I happen to hear, I'll listen for it. But man, it's so chill. It's so well laid out. The structure is beautiful. Your transitions are really smoothed and polished too. I don't know if you are planning on doing anything else to this or adding to it, but I can't pick up on anything that I feel like needs like a really nuanced take on it. It's very, very well, very, very well done. I'm gonna fall off the bed. Yeah, it's so chill. It's so chill. So once again, if you like what you're hearing, please go to Spotify and you'll hear a lot of other beautiful house and lo-fi tracks that you can go check out on whatever DSP you like to listen to music on. Also, I would love for Hello Sky to be producing more too, to be just a bigger part of his life and for him to get paid for it too. So if you're ever interested in getting a production from him, I would definitely reach out. I mean, he can do all different genres. I mean, R&B, pop. I've heard some hard hitting drill and trap beats, heavier EDM stuff. Like I would reach out, man, and pay him some solid money for a really high quality production. He deserves it. Let's run it from the top. Cinnamon Eyes by Hello Sky. It rhymes a little bit, sort of. I mean, just immediately the texture of that auto panning arpeggio in the background, that little movement right there immediately just grabs my attention and sets me in space. Sounds so nice. Charging at 10. Yeah, the line starts at 10. It starts at 10. There's no free line and then a skip or anything like that since they're long form consultations. I can throw up the line real quick too. So it's 10, or if you want to skip, it would be 15. Completely up to you. And it's at the same, if you go to my profile, click on the link, it's the same place right there. Just keep scrolling down, and you'll see all the payment stuff. Hold on, I gotta back it up. Hold on, I got distracted. Let's go. Focus. Brain, focus. samples in the background there are beautiful. Really like tasteful, like it's not like so swung that it feels like it's pushing too much and it's too hard hitting. It's just enough like playful swing on the hats to keep you really engaged with the production structure. It's just enough movement, just north of the pocket enough, just enough of a delay to make you kind of feel it and move with it, but it's not overwhelming at all, man. The whole, if I were to, one thing about the whole track, it's just tasteful. It's really tastefully done, man. And the other thing I really love about this too is everything is genuinely in its place. There's not a lot of things in this production structure that are stepping on each other's toes. Like you'll have one thing, and of course there's some instruments playing at the same time, but you'll have a lot of things that are just kind of going right off the back of the last thing, right? They're just piggybacking on each other. So like one little dun 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 dun. Like they're all kind of like right in their own. It's beautifully done. It's a great orchestration of these different layers because it's not like you just have all of these arpeggios and sequences and all of these synth layers and bass stacks all hitting you at the same time to create the energy. They're really just like playing off of each other in their own space, in their own time, creating this structure. It's like really nicely done, man. Like just like I said before, very tasteful. I tried to make the sax sound more natural since it's MIDI. I got you. Let me listen a little bit more for that too. It helps with it being set in space with some being bent, you know, it has some like almost like portamento to it, it has got some bend to it, but also being set in space and having a little bit of a bend to it and being filtered down that kind of helps. Feels a little bit warmer, almost clarinety. Like it's a little bit warmer and darker and then set in some reverb. That definitely makes it feel a bit more natural, as opposed to it just sounding like a 127 velocity strict sax sample that you're like, okay, this sounds so digital. It's like, you know, a bit uncomfortable. It's a little bit awkward. I think it sounds great. It's a good compromise between some of the sampled elements and some organic instrumentation. And C and O, is that C in? I just got the submission from. I just want to make sure. I'm assuming so. Okay, perfect. Got you. I got you. Thank you so much. Let me get you up there. I do think that is probably one of the things that, man, this sounds good. I don't think you really need to change anything here, man. It sounds so nice. It sounds so well balanced. I think one of the things that makes this feel so good to listen to is the fact that there's so many subtle bends and movements and portamentos in here that that make it feel like so flowy. And there's so much like natural movement and progression here of this. Dun, dun. It's like a nice little portamento into it. And then you'll have like the next element comes in and it kind of bends down to semitones. You have a little bit of a bend to the sax that you have in there as well. And then add to that the little bit of swing to the drums. Everything has this little like bend and movement to it. The whole thing kind of wafts, you know what I mean? Like as you're listening to this, it is so free flowing. It really flows beautifully and the structure is fantastic. So yeah, good on you, man. This is a really nice record. Kyle, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. No, you crushed it, man. So smooth. Very chill. Y'all, give it up one time for the family. Thank you. This one I don't believe is out on Spotify. I don't believe it's out on Spotify yet, but there's several songs over there now. Thank you so much, Hello Sky, for sending in this song, man. I mean, we love you. You're so talented, man. So mature in your craft as a producer, specifically in the genres that you've been sending in, the house and the lo-fi and stuff like that. You're just so well established in this genre that everything you send in feels like it should immediately be on like Lo-Fi Girl or Lo-Fi Cow and whatever else they have, big playlists and stuff out there. Like it immediately feels so polished, so mature, so well established. Like it's just shocking to me that you don't have. I know the promotion side is the real challenge, right? That's why there's not as much exposure, but it's it's a really challenging genre sometimes, I think, to promote because the content for it's really unique, right? It's not as vocal forward or like live instrumentation for it, so it's harder to showcase you doing it. But I do think if you can figure that out loosely over time, you have so much potential, so much untapped potential, man. The talent is not in question at all. It's just the ability to translate it into, you know, promotion, which sucks. It's so annoying, man. I mean, dude, I literally like I'm half the stuff that I'm posting now on my page is stuff that I created 3 years ago. So I I totally understand. Like I feel like 80% of what I post on my TikTok is like I repost the same synth videos like every 7 years because I just have like or every like 2 years because I don't feel like I have a lot of time to create great content. So I just try to keep doing what works and occasionally throw something fresh out there or clips from the live stream or something. But it's challenging, man. It is really, really difficult to create content and create exposure for what you're doing in your music. So I understand completely. Y'all, please show some love. Come on and make music for Insta. Yeah, it's insane. Dude, that's insane. That's so crazy. It's so crazy. Transpo, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here over on TikTok. I appreciate you hopping in. Thoughts on post rock? OC Transpo Al. Thoughts on post rock? What kind of thoughts? Like, do I like it? I mean, I like a lot of different genres. I listen to a lot of different styles of music and work in a lot of. I've done some progressive metal lately and some like kind of post-ish stuff lately. For one client of mine, we were doing some heavier stuff, but it kind of just depends. I mean, I like most styles of music for different reasons and different times for depending on my capacity for noisier stuff versus chill stuff like what Hello Sky's doing. But yeah, yeah, let me know if you have like a specific thought you're asking about. But yeah, I absolutely listen to and enjoy most styles of music. All right, these are our last two tracks, y'all. Last two tracks. Let's get into it. JR Odd, welcome in. Lowski Way, welcome in. Thank y'all so much for being here. Last two tracks of the day. Because that's all my brain can handle for tonight. We got Lucas in the building. Lucas, hop in the chat. Just let me know that you're here. I just want to make sure that you're in the chat. Let me pull up your email here if I got it. Let's see. Yeah. I think it's this one here, right? Let me see really quick. Lucas Flag, am I saying that correctly? Different account now. Okay, am I saying it correct? Is it Flag or Flage? I love you, love and appreciate you so much, man. Seriously. I appreciate you sending in those tracks, man. And then yeah, let us know if you need anything, man. It's a wild world out there. It's a wild world out there, man, and we appreciate you so much. Flake. Okay, perfect. This is Temporary Friends by Lucas Flake. So Lucas, give me all of the details. Totally understand being nervous, but just know that you don't need to worry about it. You don't have to worry about. We're not going to roast you. We're not going to trash you or tell you your music sucks. If anything, we're just going to make sure you have tools to improve on it. That's the thing that I'm most passionate about. That you feel like you have a support system. You feel like you have some tools, some actionable tools, so that you can improve on the structure of your music and actually get better. Because just trashing people doesn't help, right? That just that doesn't actually like giving you forward momentum to improve on what you're doing. And I always want to make sure that you have that. Temporary Friends by Lucas Flake. Also give me all the details on your role in creating this track. So talk to me about mix and master, who handled that. Talk to me about the production. Is it a BeatStars beat? Did you produce it? Did you work with a producer? So on and so on.
this way. The cards get dealt, but
Okay,
the
cool.
hand's
So this is all
always
you.
the same. I wonder if it will ever change. It's a shame. Every time there's a new person that walks into my life, and the friendship starts and I start to get surprised. The connection fades and the spark, it goes and dies. Happens every time. I find it saddening, cause most people only care about themselves. They only ask for you to come around when they're bored and they need help. The effort that you put into them doesn't come back to you. And then you wonder if it's your fault and you start to get confused. I'm so tired of how every single time they turn to temporary friends. And I want more in life than you temporary friends.
Nice little switch. What kind of electric drum set? Is it like an Alesis or like a Roland TD10, something like that? And what kind of interface are you using?
I'm listening to sad songs and laying on the floor, cutting off anyone who never cared for me at all. And when you try to tell me you still see me as a friend, I'll remember
Okay, cool.
all
Nice.
the times that you never gave a damn. I wonder if it's my fault for the ones I didn't matter to, the ones who cared halfway, never gave more than they had to. But I guess that's not the truth. When someone cares for you, they show it. So I won't ever let that treatment hinder my importance. Oh, I want more than these separate.
Lots of potential, kid. Lots of potential.
It's time I let them all go. Oh, can someone be more than it's separate?
Yeah, I'll give you a couple tips to polish that up.
'Cause I
The structure is good though.
don't wanna let you go. So, can somebody show me there's more in life than this temporary
Let's go, Lucas.
friend?
I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you for putting this out. Yo, show some love. That is Lucas Flagg. Lucas Flagg. So much potential. So, like, obviously, there's some things we can polish, right? And that's why we're here. But there's some things we can polish, some things that we can kind of button up a little bit and improve on the structure on. But the actual song structure and like lyrics and stuff like that, I actually really like. And what you're doing instrumentally, I actually really like. There's some balancing things. Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. Yeah, so let's get into it, man. Y'all please show some love with Lucas Flagg. My main struggle is volume control as the song progresses. 100%. Let me give you a quick, here's the thing. There's a lot of different things we can cover. I don't want to overwhelm you. So I'm gonna try to. I'm not very good at this. Let me be honest. I'm not very good at being concise because my brain starts rattling off and looping things. I'm gonna try my best to be concise and give you get a notebook. You got to know. Also, quick reminder, we're live on YouTube and Twitch as well. Twitch, the whole VOD is saved for 2 weeks. On YouTube, though, which I prefer, YouTube is saved indefinitely, right? So as soon as you get off this live stream, this entire consultation is saved there. So you can go back and reference it. I might even cut down this and post just that as well. So you can always go to my YouTube and find the live stream there as well. I'll save it to a playlist. I'll save it to a playlist called Track Talk Livestream. And I'm pretty sure this is episode 9. I'm pretty sure this is episode 9. So if you go to episode 9, you can find your song. It'll be one of the last one, your second from last, I believe. CNO is going to close us out tonight. Anyways, so I'll bullet point a couple things. If I go too deep, it's going to be way too much info and it's going to be a bit overwhelming. But I'll try to bullet point a couple things that I think can help with your structure. One, you're doing a good job, a good job of structuring your rhythms for your guitars. And like, it sounds like you're recording to a click track that seems pretty consistent. I would recommend, if you're recording electric drums, I would recommend, if you're not already doing this, to not just record, John, welcome in, to not just record audio. Are you just running audio from the drum set into the interface? I would also run MIDI from the drums into your interface as well. This might take a couple YouTube videos to figure out routing and stuff like that. But what that's going to allow you to do is once you have basic, Jenna, welcome in, good to see you. Once you have MIDI routed to the computer and you record that MIDI when you're playing the drums, like when you're tracking the drums. I actually got Addicted Drums 2 the other day for MIDI, which sounds so nice. Beautiful. So then what you want to do is make sure that it's all quantized to the grid. And this isn't always the perfect fix, but just because of how early you are and wanting to create a more polished structure early on, you'll want to make sure that they're quantized. Addicted Drums is great for stuff like this too. That's definitely going to help. So that will give you, I think, a little bit more polish if you're playing on the electric drum set to make sure that all of those elements are on the grid, because then you can just play back that MIDI and record the audio and mix it and balance it and stuff like that. And control your velocities and make sure all of your rhythms are on point with all the other guitars. So those are one of the first notes I wanted to address. If you are using, I used to have a Roland TD10 or TD12, I can't remember, years and years ago, and that was the best way to track, was just you're going to record the audio, but make sure you record MIDI as well, because then when you change the audio, change the MIDI, you can re-record that and it'll make it really, really clean and clear for you because it's all quantized to the grid. Makes it nice and sharp. All right, let's run it from the top, and I'll just run back through the song structure, and we'll bullet point a couple specific things in order to target. I think like 3. I'll try to keep it to like 3 or 4 pointed things that you can work on as you move into your next record. I'm not as worried about like this song. Dude, of course, anytime. This song's out and it's already seen. Now you can replace the file if you feel like it, but I mainly want to like point this energy to the future because you're newer, right? So I don't want to when you're new, don't put too much weight on your early songs. They're not going to be what your future ones are. You're going to improve, you're going to grow, you're going to put in a lot of reps. Music takes reps. You need to write 100 songs, you need to produce 100 songs, and you'll get better every single time. So I'm not going to put too much weight on this particular song. I'll just listen to it and point you in the future of what your future records can be built off of. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, you can definitely republish through your distribution. DistroKid has a really easy republishing link that you can use to add a new file, stuff like that. I honestly really like the mix on this first guitar. This first guitar is actually like it's really nice. I wouldn't touch this too much. Now this guitar, when it comes in, to me is just a bit hot. I love the melody. It's got a really, really nice feel to it. I like what you're doing, right? But it comes in a bit sharp and a bit hot. So as soon as it comes in, you're kind of like, whoa, you take a little bit of a step back. I would just pull it back by probably 3 or 4 dB. And then the next thing I would probably do with it, I don't know what kind of processing you have on the guitars, maybe outside of a little bit of EQ or something like that. But if you're running into issues with the leveling as you go, I would definitely make sure you have some strategic compression on there to keep control over like the levels of that guitar so they never jump out of the mix like that. Because that's part of what's happening there is that guitar is kind of leaping out and then you have to kind of pull it back in and you're trying to control your control your dynamics just by playing, which is good. You should, but a little bit of compression I think can work really, really well. What's up, Jay Baker? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing amazing. So I would suggest, thank you for the heart me. I would suggest one that I really like using for acoustic guitars to keep things really like smooth and even is called an LA2A. You don't have to use any of these plugins. They're just you can find free versions of it. You can, there's a bunch of stuff out there, but I'll show you it actually really quick, just so you can kind of see. I have one here on my vocal. This is a LA2A. It's a very, very simple compressor, but it's great. It's a very like slow release. And it's a very, very like soft, saturated tone and color that it adds to it. It's also very simple. All you have to do to increase your compression and your gain reduction is just lift the peak reduction right here on the right side, and then raise or lower the gain depending on how you need to rebalance it. No, it doesn't. Is it Tamia? Am I saying that correctly? Thank you so much for hopping in. I only have time for one more song, so we are closed for submission for today. But I would absolutely, absolutely love to hear your song tomorrow or any future day that you'll be available. So I appreciate you hopping in so much. Make sure you're following if you haven't already. And then we'll open up the lines for submission again tomorrow, and we'll do a full consultation on your track. I would absolutely love to. Another question is mic'd up acoustic or plugging in better, cleaner way to record. It really just depends. So it depends on what you want out of it. Let me get out of here. It depends on what you want out of your recording, right? So for instance, right now, this is my only, I'll put it a little closer. This is my only acoustic. This is a Gretsch parlor guitar. I love Gretsch. I have a couple Gretches and I love them so much. This is my parlor guitar. There's no electronics in this. This is completely just. It's completely just, and it's just acoustic. There's no digital recording at all. So I only mic up here in the studio, and that's the acoustic that I use for most of my records. It's small, it's light, it gives a really, really good tone for most pop records. So that's what I use, and it does a great job. So I currently only mic, but I also have some pretty good mics and a good interface and a good preamp I can run it into, and understand the processing really well. And I'm also in a good room that's going to help control it, right? So it kind of depends on what you're looking for in your recording. If you want a really direct sound, that's going to sound pretty dramatically different from a mic'd sound where you're getting a little bit more resonance from the guitar. You're going to be getting a little bit more like room reflection and stuff like that. I think most often, I usually like to mic just because for most of the, even like when I'm playing electric guitar, sometimes I'll mic up the cab back there. Yeah, it's nice. I've got two clouds overhead. I've got some panels on the wall. I've got, theater grade curtains on this side. It's a pretty tight sound in here, as you might be able to hear with the mic. And so that helps, right? Because I have a really controlled room in the studio. If you don't have that, that can also be good. It can be a nice live room as well. Sometimes I'll mic up like the kitchen in another room because that sounds better too. Like it's a little bit more alive. So it really just kind of depends. But the tone of a direct signal versus a mic'd signal is pretty different. One other tip, just to kind of throw this out here too, this can be another option for you. If you want to double track, is you plug in your guitar to go direct, and you also mic the guitar. And I'd mic it right here, like at the top part of the body right here, right? So like 12th fret would be one option if you're going to stereo mic, but you can also, let me move it closer, boom, right here at the top part of the body, right here at the kind of top first note of the body there. If you mic it right there and go direct, if you mic it right there and you go direct, then you can stereo pan them open, process them a little bit differently on either side, and you get this nice, big, wide sound from the guitar. One that's a little bit looser, a little bit more distant, a little bit separated, and one that is tracked open to the other side. There's a couple tracks right now that I'm working on for clients where I've done exactly that with different guitars, where I have a direct signal going straight to my audio interface and then one that's mic'd on the amp. And then I just stereo pan them both and I immediately have like a nice, clean, really wide, like kind of like indie pop acoustic guitar tone, right? That's one option, right? But the answer to your question is kind of whatever sound you want. What I would do, this is the best, you're learning a lot of production right now. You're learning a lot about mixing. The best thing that you can do is figure that out kind of for yourself. And I mean this in like a good way, like is mic up the guitar in a couple different places, see what sound you like better. Go direct, try it with some different processing, see what sound you like better. You might find like you plug in direct, you're like, ew, that sounds nasty and kind of tinny because it's you're very dependent on the pickup inside of the guitar and some of the circuitry of that. So if it's not that good, you might be like, ooh, I'm never fucking miking up this guitar again. And then on the flip side, you might realize like miking, I just feel like I get a much better tone from it. So you got to play around with it a little bit, but it really does truly depend on the sound you're going for. If you want a little more space and openness, I'd probably mic, because direct is going to be very well direct. So on this guitar here, this particular lead, I'd pull back a little bit and then position off a little bit. All right, let's mainly get into some of these other elements here because I'm taking too long.
Wonder if it will ever change. It's a shame.
Now, so my quick tip for your vocal here, again, without getting too detailed, because there's a million different ways you can process all of this. I don't mind a more raw vocal here. I don't even mind that it's not like tuned perfectly or anything like that to some extent, right? I think there's some things we can polish over time. More confident in your performance, better breath control. Those are all things that will come with time doing this as well. You can correct over time. But one thing I would say is based on my perception of this record, it's a very like natural, organic indie acoustic record. I love that. Fantastic. Your vocal, when it comes in very process sounding, right? So it's like very bright. It's a little bit thin, so it's a little bit tinny, and you really hear the processing on the vocal. Now, when you go and you listen to your favorite acoustic records, your favorite like indie and folk records and acoustic pop records and stuff like that, what you'll notice is that you don't notice the processing. What you'll start to become aware of is that everything is like what in engineering we'd call very transparent, right? That's not an engineering term, but when we're talking about like wet versus dry or colored versus transparent. In this case, if you're going for a more transparent, like natural organic vocal, you don't want to make too many extreme changes to your processing. You don't need to over brighten the vocal because there's not really that many elements for you to overcome, right? You don't have a wall of synth that you need to be brighter than for your vocal to cut through. You don't have, 3 synth basses, an acoustic drum set, and, 3-tracked electric guitars and double-tracked acoustic guitars and whatever else, right? And a stack of strings and 18 vocal layers that you have to cut over, right? You don't have a lot to compete with. So you can keep things a little bit more natural and a little bit more subdued. So I'm assuming, like if I throw up a EQ here, I'm assuming, and you could do this with any EQ. This is FabFilter, but it really doesn't matter. I'm assuming you have a big push on your vocal up here. Let's say 7 dB, where this vocal is really, really bright at the top end in order to give it, all the videos will tell you to give it more air, give it more openness and stuff like that. You don't need a ton of air, and you also don't need a ton of brightness. I would bring this down to either near flat or, like in my case, I have it about 1.5 dB. And this is a pretty like bright, punchy, even just in my mic here, it's a pretty like punchy, bright, open vocal. But it doesn't need a huge lift to get that. All I'm doing, and this is a voiceover channel, so it's not exactly the same. But I have a little bit of control, like about 2 dB at 200 hertz to control mud. But if I pull this down too far, you hear how like immediately like thin and tinny this gets. And I'm doing this kind of at more extreme and more exaggerated, so it's more obvious kind of the changes that I'm making. If I pull this down at 200 hertz and I remove all the mud, that's one thing I'm doing, but it also becomes kind of thin and tinny and brittle sounding, and that's not what I want. I want it to be like warm and inviting to listen to, right? So in this case, I'm bringing it down like 1.8 dB at about 200 hertz. So I'm taking out a little bit of mud, but I still want your vocal to be pretty warm and inviting to listen to. When I hear this record here,
every time there's a new person that walks into my life,
it's got a pretty decent high push. So I would just be slightly less dramatic with your vocal processing, and then over time get better and better at just your performance, consistency and timing, consistency and pitch control. All of that stuff to me it's not like there's one correction for it now. It's you putting in a lot of reps, a lot of repetition to get more and more confident on the microphone, confident in your songwriting ability, the memorization of your lyrics, and putting yourself in a position to succeed as much as possible when you step up to the mic. This is harder to do when you're home recording, right? If you go to a really good studio and hire a good tracking engineer and a vocal production coach, they're going to coach you through a lot of that. Hey, second verse, first line, let's do that again. Give it a little bit more breath before you first start. Let's tighten up the compression through your diaphragm, and let's get you a little bit more support going into the hook, so you have a little bit more range. Like they're going to help. Like they're going to talk you through the last hook and be like, hey, your vibrato's a little bit wide on the last hook. If that's something you're going for, let's change the tuning structure. If you don't have all of that and you're doing this all yourself, then you have to be really keen on your own performance and put in I'm back on the screen, put in a bit more repetition when it comes to tracking those vocals. Because you do have a nice voice, but I do want to hear a bit more just projection and a bit more like emotion behind your vocal structure. Because I actually do like your writing. I like your melodies. I like your song structure. But you can tell early on that there's probably a bit more reading of your lyric structure, which is going to cause you to have a bit less emoting of those same lyrics. And that just comes with more experience, more memorization, and more confidence on the mic as well. So there's a couple little things in there. Let me skip a little bit deeper into the song where you have more instrumentation. But the acoustic guitar structure, I think, is something you can focus on. The drums we already talked about with MIDI. Vocal performance stuff and processing of that is going to help a lot. Your vocal is fairly smooth. We'll talk about compression here in a second, but let me skip a little bit further. On my mic, the only thing that I have on here is called NS1. It's a light noise suppressor. Is this right here, and I have it at like 15%. So that's just, if I turn this off, that's what you hear, and that's my analog preamp. But that's actually, I've got an AC unit on over here. I have a fan on in the background, and that's pretty much all the room noise, my preamp noise, my compressor. All of that. It's also a tube microphone, and tube microphones tend to be pretty noisy. So it's also, you're getting some noise from the power supply, you're getting some noise from the room from there, and it's still not too bad. But the NS1 is great. It helps suppress it quite a bit. It's great. All right, let me get a little bit deeper into this really quick here.
And when you try to tell me you still see me as a friend, I'll remember all the times that you never gave a damn. I wonder if it's my fault for the ones under my importance. Oh.
Okay, so that's probably one of the last things that I'll mention here, because I don't want to get too long or too much. One of the last things is I would do you have a compressor in your vocal at all right now? Let me know. And then we can dig into this for just a second. I don't know much about compressing. Okay, so what compression is going to do for you, again, without going too deep, let me switch, or I might switch back to that in a second so you can see what I'm talking about. What compression is going to do for you is control your dynamic range and control your amplitude, right? So right now, what you hear with a lack of compression, very new to the technical stuff of production. Oh, perfect. Okay, this is a great place for you then, because we get to break down all of that. I want to post more videos on this stuff, but I get confused because I get confused if I want to post like production stuff or music stuff, or if I want to focus on engineering when I'm posting. But I should probably make some more engineering videos, maybe on YouTube more so. I'll post more engineering videos over on YouTube, definitely. But compression to control your dynamic range. So in this instance, right, if you're singing really, really quiet or really, really loud, that's reflected dramatically in the mix, right? So all of a sudden you go, oh, and all of a sudden that vocal gets really, really loud in the mix. There's nothing controlling it, right? And if you back off the mic for a second and you get really quiet, you'll hear that dive out of the mix. So your vocal levels get really inconsistent, and you amplify that in your guitar. You're going to amplify that in the layers of the guitar. You're going to amplify that in all of your harmonies of your vocal. It's getting really loud and really quiet, and there's nothing to control that dynamic range. Compression helps you control that dynamic range, right? So what it's going to do is your compression is going to like compress your signal on the top end, right? So it's going to, let's say your vocal is right here most of the time, and occasionally it jumps up here like this and it gets really loud in the mix. And we don't want that. We want it like smooth and controlled. A compressor is going to set a threshold here that's going to limit how far past that threshold it's actually going to allow signal to gain an amplitude, right? So it's going to set a threshold right here, and it's only going to allow a certain amount past that point before it compresses the signal, right? And so you're actually quietening the top parts of the vocal right there, the louder transients of the vocal, and controlling them. And then what you can do is you can then make up the gain. I'll show you here, right? So as an example, let me throw up an 1176. This is one of the compressors that I have on my vocal right now. All right. So in this instance, actually, this is probably not the best example. I'm gonna add it on a different thing, and I'm gonna add a different compressor that's more in line with what I'm talking about. Not necessarily. There we go. All right, this is the stock compressor on Pro Tools, right? So what happens is if I bring this threshold right here, this middle line, and I bring it down, so it's compressing quite a bit, I can then make up the gain to make it louder again, right? I can make it up by pushing this forward a bit and reintroducing loudness. Now, what that happens, so just again, as another example, I'm gonna switch here, kind of in close quarters so you can see a little bit, right? So if this is your normal vocal range, right, it goes all the way loud up here and all the way quiet down here. It's a huge vocal range, so sometimes it falls out of the mix and sometimes it's way too loud and there's no controlling it. What the compressor is going to do is it's going to control this top part, right? It's going to suppress the really, really hot signals and bring it down, and then you make up the gain for all of that signal, right? So it's really high and really low. We're going to control the top of it and then make up the gain. And now you have this kind of pocket in the middle where your vocal never gets quieter than this and it never gets louder than this. That's where you get that really like smooth, controlled vocal, right? Now, you don't have to go this far, but like on my vocal right now, I technically have like 3 compressors on it. You don't have to be that crazy. 100%. Compression is going to be your best friend. It's going to be your best friend. The more you get in tune with it, the better off you're going to be. On my vocal, I have 2 main compressors in my chain, but I have one in analog before it even gets to the DAW that it's kind of catching some peaks, right? But what that's doing is controlling my dynamic range, right? So I can be right here on the mic and I can talk really, really quiet, right? And I can kind of have like vocal fry, but you hear how it's like still clear and kind of loud, right? And I can also like talk really loud. I'm yelling into the mic right here. I'm yelling. But what's happening is I can talk really, really quiet, or I can talk really loud. And you're not really like hearing this crazy jump in amplitude, right? Like it's not getting like dramatically louder in the mix because it's controlling it really, really smoothly, right? I can even like go in and out of the mic a little bit. I can back off the mic for a second. And because I've made up that gain and that low level information is quite a bit louder now, I can move a little bit and I have this like beautiful control over the vocal. And in my case, I have an analog compressor that I use. And then I also have the 1176 and the LA2A that I use in the box that is giving me this control. But that's how you're going to get that. And you can sing quiet, you can sing really loud, and it kind of keeps it right there in the middle, especially if you get the settings right. Now, if you get the settings all over the place, it's going to sound, a little wonky, but that's going to come once again with experience. That's just some stuff you gotta dig into a little bit on your own to find the settings that you like, and that's where YouTube can be great. And we could, maybe another consultation, we could go a little bit more in depth with that and why you would set certain settings a certain way. But if you want to baseline it, if you want to go baseline, I would start with a middle attack and a middle release. This is baseline, basic. I would change this song to song, artist to artist, right? But go middle attack, middle release. Set your ratio at 3-to-1. It's a fairly soft controlled compression. 3-to-1 ratio, middle attack, middle release. And then just lower the threshold because the threshold is what's going to dictate when that compression actually targets the signal. Lower the threshold until you see that you're getting about 4 or 5 dB of gain reduction. That's what I would look at, right? So last little nugget, and then I'm going to move on to the next song. Maybe I'll send my track in a little earlier. No, it's my fault for getting on at like 10 o'clock. This is not your fault. I need to be getting on at like 2 p.m. This is my fault. You're totally good. So if I'm looking, this is just the stock. You can't see it. What am I talking about? This is the stock compressor that comes with Pro Tools. So this is free, right? This is not some expensive, crazy plugin. It's a free plugin. So in this case, right, I would set just to get started, set the attack and the release right down the middle. Don't worry about the gain until you start compressing. The ratio right here in the middle is set to 3:1. And then you just lower this threshold until you're getting right here. You would see, I don't have anything playing right now, but right here you would see, or I could put it here. You see that reduction right there, the little orange? I don't know if that's coming through. You can hear it compressing, right? If I start to lower, I'm going to lower this gain a little bit. You can hear the difference immediately. It's the stock plugins and Pro Tools are legendary. Uncompressed. You hear how loud that gets? It's clipping, it's distorted. It's super loud. Now, if I lower this threshold, you hear how that affects it? Immediately, this is kind of a shitty version, but immediately smoothed out that whole thing right now. It's not getting nearly so crazy. So I'd put it on guitars. I would have you should use probably some form of control, not all the time, but on most instruments and vocals and stuff like that. Thank you, CNO. Classically trained since I was 6 years old. It's my most prolific instrument is piano by far. Played since I was played for Jesus, how long? 26 years almost or something like that I've played piano, and was classically trained for 13 years. So yeah, that's definitely going to be my most prolific instrument. All right. I think that should be good. That should be good. Late night track talk retrack. Oh, I've got a massive headache. And hopefully I'll be able to still go live tomorrow too. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Y'all please show some love to Lucas Flagg. Show some love to Lucas Flagg. I really do think you have a lot of potential, man. So I don't want you to feel discouraged. I don't want you to take all of these things and feel like, man, like, am I so far behind? It can oftentimes feel like it's like hard to catch up, right? You're like, man, I've got so much I've got to learn, and you want to take shortcuts and stuff. Learn the language, dude. Of course. Anytime. Learn the language around these things. Learn the language of EQ, the language of compression. Even if you're just a producer and an artist and you end up sending it to an engineer down the road, that's perfectly fine. The more you know the language around these things, the more you'll be able to communicate those things with an engineer regardless, right? So understanding compression, EQ, and then balancing and gain staging, you're going to be going to be way farther ahead than a lot of other people that are just throwing up presets and hoping for the best. You're going to be in a good spot. So y'all please show some love to Lucas Flagg. All right, CNO, we got to get into your track. Let's close it out here, y'all. Let's close it out here. All right, we got CNO. Let's get into it. CNO, I have some details here I'm about to read through, but any other details, drop it in the chat. This is my first time hearing CNO, so I'm so excited to get into it. So I created a new session and named it WhatsApp, and this is what I came up with. And I feel like a rap verse would make this song complete. I still don't know what to officially name it. Thank you. All right, let's get into it. Let me get this downloaded really quick. Any other details, please drop it in the chat. As far as production and mix and stuff like that, and your role that you played in this record. But this is WhatsApp by CNO. Don't be nervous, man. It's all love here. Genuinely just love music. I love people that love music. My sole goal is to uplift and support and give value and give tools. It's not to roast. I'm never going to sit here and roast you and tell you you're trash. Music is a beautiful outlet for people, so my goal is never going to be to try to take that away from anybody. I want people to, even if you are like objectively bad at a certain thing and need a lot of improvements, I just want to supply you with a way to improve it. I don't want to just trash you. That doesn't help anybody. I just want to actually supply the solution to you getting better at your craft. That to me is like way, way, way more valuable. So that's always what we're going to be here. You never have to worry about it, man. Kick and snare might be a bit hot, not a final mix. Beautiful. Let's get it. WhatsApp by CNO.
I will never call on time, you're always on my mind. I think about you night and day. I change with the times, love's still alive, but that'll be a brighter day. A lot of things matter, flour and batter, biscuit with a bacon and egg. I say you like a challenge, try me.
Let's go.
Hour, I bet you get a cramp in your leg.
Let's go, CNO. This is nice.
I ain't got no time to waste. I don't do anticipations. I don't got no patience for that. You wanna be royal, gotta be loyal. They congratulate me for that. Sign of the times, we all online. Relationships are one of a kind.
I'm gonna drop this into Pro Tools actually.
Calling me Poppy, everybody watch me. 100 grand on the eye while we live.
It's a vibe, man. I like that bass line. That's cool. Yo, show some love. Show some love. That is CNO WhatsApp. Let's get into it. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm trying to find the file on here. I might re-download it. Give me 1 sec. Let's see where it's at. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. All right, I'm gonna drop this into Pro Tools. I want to look at some imaging stuff on here, and kind of see what we're working with. Let's switch right here. All right, we got the track in Pro Tools. Beautiful. All right, let's dive into a couple things here, but man, please show some love. Okay, starting, from the top. I love the energy on this. I love your performance. You got a great voice as well, man. It's really, really nicely done. Let's get into some of the details of kind of the balance of it and a couple other elements. But yeah, this is really nice, man. I love the bass line. Percussion is really cool too. It's got a classic kind of like early 2000s pop R&B feel that I really like. So let's run it from the top, man. Let's get into it. And you're closing us out today, man, with the banger. Let's get into it. What are you producing in?
I will never call on time. You're always on my mind. I think about you.
Actually, let me play it in Pro Tools. Whoops, I gotta solo it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Always on my mind. I think about you night and day. I change with the times. Love's still alive, but that'll be a brighter day. A lot of things matter. Flour and batter. Biscuit with a bacon and egg. Say you like a challenge, try me an hour. I bet you get a cramp in your leg. Told me that she the only one gonna have me running back for more. Hey, I know all them little games that you played to get 21.
Okay, so here's the biggest thing I want to focus on, or one of the few things I want to focus on. Like you said, there's some bouncing in your percussion that you can do, and there's some other kind of more intricate, nuanced production layers that you can just dig a little bit more to in the song structure. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. But I wanted to talk about the main thing that I heard initially that I wanted to address. I brought up a polar sample here from a vector scope so that we can actually see the imaging of your track. The reason why I brought this up is because when I was first listening to this track, I hear a lot of things that I really like. So I think your sound design is really cool. I think your voice is killer. I think it's really, really nice. And your processing on that, it's pretty good too. But what I noticed is the track does feel pretty narrow. It is a stereo mix, as you can see in the stereo file. But it's not really phasing a whole lot, but there might be a couple elements that have collapsed if they're duplicated. You could double check on that. Like maybe you have a synth in there that you duplicated and pushed wide, or double track guitar or something like that. Double check some of those elements. If that did happen, I'll show you right here on the vector scope. You'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about, where the mix itself is closer to mono. It is a stereo file, but most of the mix is closer to mono. So if I play this through from the beginning, there's some stereo information, of course. Definitely is.
I will never call on time. You're always on my mind. I think about
you. You can see, this is far left, this is far right, and that's the mono image in the middle. And you can see right away. Let me move this down a little bit here first, and I'll start it from the vocal coming in here too. But you can see drums come in, still pretty narrow.
Biscuit with a bacon and egg. Say you like a challenge, try me an hour. I
That's
bet
all.
you get a
That's
cramp in your leg.
all very near mono right there. So there's very, very little stereo information going on. Let's get into the little bigger part of the beat. A little bit more once your vocal layers come in. There's a little bit of an auto pan you did with your vocal structure there, which I actually really, really like, but you can see that it doesn't really present itself much in the mix there. It keeps itself pretty narrow. And just to like, sometimes this can be helpful for perspective, just for contrast, I'll show what happens just playing literally this piano with no effects on it. Whoops, it's muted. Let's see. See all of that information there? Let me move it over a little bit. This is one instrument in the whole mix. That's so you'd think if there's 14 instruments in there, it should feel broad, right? It should have a lot of that information. This is one piano, and you can see all of that movement right there. That's what I'm looking for. So what I would do, I'm going to bring this back over onto the track, and we'll look at it a couple times here. I'm going to get a little bit deeper into this next section here towards the end. Let's move this down towards this like second hook, I believe, that you got here. I want to look at the information there. But I would just make sure, for one, check your panning structure. Check if you have any duplications going on as well, right? So I don't know the session, but double check if you have duplicated anything and you're pushing it far left and right. If you are duplicating anything and pushing it far left and right, you are going to get some cancellation, and they're just going to collapse back to mono. So you'll have like a few little stereo elements, like your vocal stacks and maybe like the percussion or something like that are like kind of right in here. But if you have anything that you doubled and then panned it all the way to the outside, make sure that you're doing one of a couple things. One would be to shift timing or shift color. That way they hit it, and I mean by microseconds. If you have, just as an example, you had like a mono guitar and you duplicated it and you pushed them all the way to the outside, make sure, I know you can't see that well, but make sure if you double one and double the other side, make sure that you shift the timing on one of them by a millisecond, literally by a millisecond, in order to create separation in signals so you can actually perceive stereo width. That's one way. The other would be, of course, as well as, changing timing slightly to change color. So compress differently, EQ differently, because that changes phase, and make sure that those are nice and open and wide. But you have to have some, distinctions in color and in timing in order to, literally just a notch. Just a notch to just create some of that openness. If you are duplicating, and again, I don't know if you are, but if you are duplicating anything, just make sure that that's happening, because that could be very well be that you have all of these stereo elements and half of them have just collapsed back to mono. So be aware of that. That way you can recreate the stereo image. I'm gonna go into the second hook here.
Sign of the times.
Wait, it's like playing my piano. Give me 1 second. It's like, wait, what the hell is going on? There we go.
Sign of the times.
Because I like what I hear. Like your voice is cool. This is it's kind of a nasty beat. There's a lot that I really like about it.
Sign of the times, we all online. Relationships are one of a kind. You calling me papi? Everybody watch me. 100 grand on the eye while we live.
Like that. Dun, dun, you have the little like portamento bend right there on those synths. Dun, 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 like that little movement right there. My brain wants that to hit crazy. I want that to be wide. I want that to be open. Add a chorus to that. Split it to the outside. I want that to, like, as soon as that comes in, boom, 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 the little like a diminished chord right there. That should sound massive. That should sound massive. Motif synth. Oh, like an actual motif, or a plugin, or a plugin for it. You have a full motif. If you do, killer. And are you recording stereo? Hell yeah, dude. Are you recording stereo out of that, or just mono, like a left mono signal? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so in that case, a lot of what I'm going to say here is just some double checks I want you to do, because there's a lot about the production I really like, but there's things you just need to double check and go back in and revisit. If you're running stereo, and you're going into the DAW in stereo, through Distressors and the Fusion, SSL Fusion, shout out to the Fusion. If you're going in stereo, just make sure that you've panned it out in that case too, because then you should be getting a full stereo image. There should already be a processed stereo image from that. So just make sure when you go in to like your two monos or into a stereo track, that you've panned them and stereo to the outside. Otherwise, you'll have technically a stereo track, but they'll both be like mono forward, if that makes sense. So make sure that's happening too. So my assumption is between phase issues, between collapsing, between timing, like little things like that. Like what I'm hearing is really like a really sick production. But I think you just need to go back through these tracks and reposition. Like, you tracked in stereo, but I'm kind of assuming that you have a stereo double of those things, but they haven't been opened up yet. So open them both up, stuff like that, right? These are simple things, man. You're not far off. You're not far off. But I crave hearing how big this song could sound that I'm not getting right now, but you definitely have the capacity to do. All right, let me skip forward a little bit. Yeah, you're a dope producer, man. This is really cool.
I ain't got no time to waste. I don't do anticipations. I don't got no patience for that. You wanna be royal, gotta be loyal. They congratulate me for that. Sign of the times, we all online. Relationships are one of a kind. You calling me papi, everybody watch me. 100 grand on the eye while we live.
Yeah, because none of your vocal layers are really coming through in stereo too. Yeah, focus on panning, focus on positioning, make sure that you are getting as open of like a stereo image as you can without it being too exaggerated and hollow and stuff. But that's definitely the biggest thing I'd focus on. Because I'm hearing cool vocal layers and some really cool affected like BGVs back here, but they're all kind of right in line with the lead vocal. They're all kind of floating right here, and I want to open them all up, get them out to the outside, so we can hear clarity from your lead vocal and support from a big, classic R&B stack on the outside. I would also push that bass. I mean, there's some rebouncing you're gonna have to do because once you position properly, your perceived loudness is gonna be completely different. All of a sudden, your like background vocals are gonna feel like they're 4 dB louder. Everything's gonna feel totally different once you reposition. So you're gonna have to go back and rebalance everything. No issue with that. That's gonna be just the reality. I think once you do that, I would readdress the bass and make sure that it's fitting where it needs to. Love the movement of the chord that you have. The accidental down to kind of like the major right there is beautiful. I love the movement of that bass line, but it could use some beef. It could use, you could even just like pull tech, the low end 100 hertz, middle broadband 100 hertz forward, give it some meat, give it some weight behind it. Probably here. No, trust me, I get it, man. If you have ever spent, 6 hours melodyning a vocal and dealing with vocal layers and man, one of the last tracks that I did a mix and master on, there was like 20, and I'm not even joking, 27 guitar layers, and 14 of them were like scratch tracks that the producer just didn't take out and didn't tell me which ones were scratch or not scratch. So I literally I just spent like 3 days listening to hours and hours and hours of guitar layers, trying to figure out which ones were supposed to go, which ones were just mistakes they left in, which ones should be processed, which ones should be let dry. And dude, by the end of it, I was like, I hate guitar, right? This is horrible. It's a horrible instrument. I hate it. And it's like, man, the fatigue is real. The fatigue is real. So don't worry about that. Sometimes, honestly, the best thing you can do for your own music is give it a break, dude. You work in it like crazy for a couple days and then like come back in a week, come back in like, 3 days, right? Give yourself a break from it, and then you come back in, you're like, okay, fresh year, love these melodies, bass has got to go, these drums need repositioning. You know what I mean? You come back in fresh, and it's a completely different story. But oh yeah, give some weight to the bass in there. It's a beautiful line. It's got a really, really cool movement to it. I love the push to the kind of chromatic note at the very end there. It's killer. It could go forward, I think, a little bit. It could use some weight in like the subharmonics, but beyond that, man, it's like it's a great production structure. I'm just excited in the future to like accurately hear what you have there, because I think you're dope at what you do, man. great sampling too. No, yeah, I meant the not samples as in sampling someone else, just the vocal chop that you have, the resampling of your own vocal. That's what I meant. Yeah, not I didn't think that there was any like splice loops or something like that. I just meant like the chop of your vocal that you format shifted and pitched up in the background. But yeah. You're killing, man. You're a great producer. I'm so glad you came in, man. Thanks for closing us out today, y'all. That was C&O right here in the chat over on TikTok, closing out the live stream today, shutting us down with a beautiful, beautiful track, a narrow track, but also a beautiful track. You killed it, man. You're really, really talented. I can't wait to hear more from you. Can't wait to hear an update on that track as well. You're incredibly, incredibly talented as well, man. The music's been phenomenal tonight. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm grateful for every single one of y'all. Thank y'all for hopping in. Luchito, thank you so much for hopping in. I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the live stream. You're catching us as soon as we're hopping off, so make sure that you're following if you're not already. We are just tapping out of the live stream for tonight, but we will be live again tomorrow. So definitely make sure that y'all are following. We are live currently on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. So make sure that you're following and subscribed on all of those different platforms. Last little spiel before, no worries at all, no worries. Last little spiel before we get off of the live stream. Just a quick reminder for those of you who maybe do not know me, if you've never been here before or it's your first couple times coming in. My name is Torvik. I'm a full-time audio engineer, producer, and session musician. That is what I do for a living. It's what I've done for the last 13 plus years, and I'm also a classically trained musician. So the whole format of this live stream is kind of from that perspective, but I also that, like I said, that is what I do for a living. So if y'all are ever interested in the services that I offer, whether full production package, mix and master, I do a lot of session, a good chunk of what I do is session work. So tracking live drums, vocals, guitar, bass. I have a lot of probably 80% of it synthesizers. I love synthesizers. So I do a lot of synthesizer tracking, stuff like that. So if you're ever interested in a service, then definitely just shoot me a message on Instagram, on TikTok, or you can reach out through my website, theobsidiankey.com. You can find that at my link and just reach out through the contact form. I would absolutely love to get in contact with you and figure out, the budget and the timeline and the information for what you need on your record. I'd be more than happy to work with absolutely anybody. I do like classical music. I was a classically trained pianist. So I played, a fair amount, not a ton, but a fair amount of classical music growing up. Dude, of course, welcome to the family, man. I appreciate you sending that in so much, man. You're a beast. Also, another question: which DAW would you recommend currently in Fruity Loops? Because it's all I know. Last question here, and then I'll hop off. I say to use the DAW that makes sense to you, and the one that you enjoy the workflow of. They all do the same thing. They all largely have the same in and out. It just depends on the stock plugins that you enjoy, the interface that you enjoy, and the structural biases of the different DAWs, right? So if you want to be doing a lot of sampling and chopping and beat making and programming drums and making beats and cutting and reversing and whatever stuff like that, I would say that FL Studio, which I have as well, and Ableton are probably the best at that. Now, if you are tracking a lot, if you're tracking live instruments, you are playlisting and comping vocals, if you're mixing a lot yourself, I think you'd be better off in Pro Tools, Logic, or Studio One. I think those would probably be your best bet. Just because the UI and the interface and the structure that they have set up for that very thing, to me, makes the most sense, is the most intuitive. Now, you might say that MIDI and programming and, sample chopping and reversing and pitch control stuff is maybe not as intuitive in some of those programs, but it's kind of a trade-off, right? But you can also get plugins. Like I have a sampler called Create that I use all the time if I'm chopping and cutting samples and stuff like that for hip hop and pop and things like that. So you can always get plugins that fill in the gaps on these different DAWs. But if you're in FL and you like FL and you're getting used to FL, use FL. There's people out there with Grammys and Billboard charts with all of the different DAWs, right? So there's not one that's necessarily better than others. They just have different interfaces, different capabilities with different stock stuff that they utilize. But to me, It really depends. If you have a Mac, honestly, like practically speaking, if you have a MacBook or a Mac computer, you might suggest upgrading to Logic. Logic is fantastic. Logic probably has some of the best stock instruments if you're getting into production. Their playlisting for vocal comping and recording vocals is pretty fantastic. It's pretty fantastic. And it's $200 one time. It's $200 one time. You get unlimited upgrades, which is the benefit of FL Studio as well, which I've had Logic before, I've had FL before, I've used Ableton, Reason, Studio One. I've used Pro Tools since I was 12 years old, 13 years old. So I'm very used to Pro Tools, and I've used it, and I worked with it in studio constantly. When I was training in studio, we used Pro Tools and Studio One. So they're all good. They all do largely the same thing. Just find one that you can get comfortable with, that you like the interface for, and get fantastic at it. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Okay, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I gotta hop off before my brain explodes. So, y'all are amazing. I love and appreciate y'all so much. Reach out if y'all ever need anything as far as music goes and stuff like that. And hopefully, we'll see y'all very, very soon. Peace.